Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Homer, and this is my first ever
You haven't said a
playthrough
word the whole way,
of Honkai Star Rail.
Diviner. Are you mesmerized by the scenery? Or is there something in your divinations weighing on your mind?
I am so excited for Yaguan and Evanesia hijinks because already they've shown that there's one person who seems to like get to Yaguan, because Yaguan's really, really good at like, you know, maybe not intentionally freaking out other people sometimes with the stuff she's able to do. Evanesia is like the first person that made her kind of be like roll her eyes a little bit, you know what I mean? And I think that Bugs Bunny dynamic is gonna be so good for Yaguan. It's gonna be really funny. It's gonna be really funny. I'm so excited to see this.
After casting divinations 1,000 times, one may learn to keep a still heart. Yet, each foreseen omen of doom still clouds the inner lake with gathering shadows.
So it's like you get used to it over time. Maybe like you get calmer over time since you've seen so many divinations. But still there is like a fear there with future divinations.
That is why, before divining, I usually wipe clean my mind's eye to clear away stray thoughts, lest the outcome be disturbed.
Interesting, okay. So she like wipes a clean slate every single time. The music here is gorgeous. Feels really dreamlike. It's gorgeous. It really is.
Take a word of advice from someone slightly your senior.
Evanesia?
Maybe it's nothing new to you. If we treat every approaching calamity like a final reckoning, wouldn't an infinite lifespan turn into prolonged suffering?
Interesting, okay.
Enjoy the present.
Yeah.
Indeed. Yet,
Look at this
worldly
area.
joys are fleeting as morning dew, while our duties are as immovable as heavy mountains.
This is why I love Honkai Star Rail writing so much already. Like, we already have like a contrasting kind of feeling between the two of them, like already in the first opening like paragraphs here. With Yaguan, you know, talking about how like, yeah, like it's enjoy the present is kind of nice, but like the idea is like those joys can dissipate so quickly. And the stuff that we have to do, the divinations that I see, they are stuff that won't move out of the way. We have to worry about them. Whereas like Evanesia is kind of saying like, if you constantly worry about everything that's going to be happening and see everything as the end of the world, if you live a long life, it's going to turn out to be, you know, a life of suffering, a life of constant fear. It's so interesting how like they're so good at like, you know, letting us understand Yaguan's position more and Evanesia's position more and making interesting like contrast between the two of them.
Diviners often miss the fun right in front of them because they foresee
Great stuff.
tomorrow's suffering.
Great stuff.
But have you ever thought about this? That so-called suffering of tomorrow might just be the poisonous fruit sown by you being terrified today.
Interesting, like self-fulfilling prophecy type stuff? Evanesia.
It is precisely because we know the ending that every scene
Beautiful
along
place.
the way is so precious and unique, isn't it?
Wow, man. Because again, I thought we were going to get like pure Bugs Bunny Evanesia. This is beautiful. And I, by the way, I subscribe to this idea so much so.
Look at this harbor before us. When I
my
first set
God.
foot here, all these streets, the fishing boats, the people, none of them existed.
I always had two dreams, to live in a big city or to live near a harbor. I don't know, I thought living near a harbor would be nice, but like, yeah. You see we saw there the trees, the rolling trees, and the hills in the background were really, really pretty as well.
As far as the eye could see, there was only fire.
Fire.
The seas had been vaporized, leaving only fractured seabeds and ash that blotted out the sun. The demonic legions from beyond still hadn't departed, and the waves that would surge into Dovebrook had, in that moment, not yet arrived.
So, by the way, beautiful location, absolutely stunning. Again, this is why I always wanted to live in like a harbor area, like near a harbor or near an ocean, like, you know what I mean? Because or near like a boating area. Not because I like boats, but because I love the feeling of it. Like I love the look of it. Is she saying here? So like, this is before any of this had happened here. She even said before like the legions, right? The antimatter legion before even that, there was only fire. And the waves haven't arrived yet.
Just on the mountain over there, a painter and I looked out at the iron red
Whoa.
scars on the earth. She told me, that which vanishes is bound to return. She swore to use her brush to preserve everything claimed by the destruction.
Incredible. Incredible stuff.
It seems she succeeded.
Yeah, because obviously the story of this place being, painted basically as well.
And so, I too shall keep my promise to her, maintaining the course of the Phantasmin games until the sands of time slip away.
Oh my god. Like, this is really, again, I said I subscribe to the idea of that, like, because we know the ending is that's why life is so beautiful. I agree with that so much. So I know it's more difficult for people, like, it's easy for me to say, like, it's really easy for me to say, like, that, like, just for someone who, like, doesn't see the end right now, right? But, like, knows there will be an end, to say that life is beautiful because we know there's an ending, so to enjoy it as it is now. But I also think what Evanescence is saying is, like, at one point, this place that we see now was a destructive mess, was destroyed, was broken down and brutalized. As she said here as well, right? Like, no, sorry, she's saying the demonic legions, the anti-matter legion was here, but they hadn't left yet. That's what she's saying. Sorry, I got departed wrong. I thought I meant departed for here. They hadn't left yet. So this place was destroyed. It was absolutely broken down. And I think the message here she's trying to say is that, like, if we had given up at that point, if we had seen this as, like, no future, nothing, and, like, it only looked bleak in the future, then we wouldn't have had what we're seeing right now. Look at this place. And I think it's actually, again, it's a great message to have. Again, it's harder to say when someone's going through, like, suffering at the moment, but I do think it's a beautiful message from Evanescence as well.
With every descent into this game's cycles, I shall enjoy myself to the fullest. Like sipping tea, be it sweet or bitter, I shall savor the flavor of every instant.
That's awesome.
To do otherwise would be a disservice to the people and things that have passed.
That's, again, this is, I actually, like, I do think this is a really beautiful, again, not that I always, like, live my life to the full, but, like, it's not about living your life to the full, it's about enjoying the time that you have as well, and she's, like, even saying, like, her, and I believe it's Graphia, right, her joy for what Graphia did for this place, and, like, her, she wants to do right by Graphia as well. It's like she has a really unbelievably beautiful outlook on life, and it probably is because, like, she saw someone make something beautiful out of something so destructive. She knows there is an end, and she's like, well, at least, like, at this point, even if it gets, even things get worse, even things gets bad, and there will be death, there will be people who die. The idea of sipping tea being sweet or bitter is saying that I take what comes at me. I take what life gives to me, but I'm going to savor it because it is, like, me feeling something, It's a really, I don't know, man, like, again, why, like, it's one of those things, as I said, it's harder for me to say this to someone who's going through suffering right now, but I think it's such a beautiful message. It really is.
To savor a fleeting moment against the backdrop of eternity. Naturally, the flavor is profound. A pity, though. Even as a long-life species, my time is brief compared to yours. As a Cianjo native, the karma I carry is far too heavy. I could never learn how to be as carefree as you.
This music is so fitting with the somber feel to it as well. So she's saying because she is, like, she's a long-life species, even though is not going to live as long as her, it's like because of her job and being a Janso native, she's saying that she's like, I can't let these immovable objects out of my sight, as she said earlier, those mountains, those things she has to do, her responsibilities.
Miss Evanescia, what to you is a game to be savored?
This is a great scene.
Is a life and death reality for the living beings of Plain Arcadia.
Again, it's what we were saying. It's easy for someone to say when they see the end, and that way too. I don't think Yao Guan's entirely wrong when she says this too, where it's like, you're savoring every moment, even if it's bitter. But, like, again, as we said, if someone's going through suffering, being like, hey, savor the bitter moment, it's like, F off, dude. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking to me for? As we were saying earlier.
All right, then. Next up, I'm entering brooding and edgy serious
You're
mode.
activating it?
That won't be necessary.
Legitimately, I think Evanescence is, like, the first person to truly make, like, Yao Guan's, like, not guard come down, but, like, you can see, like, even here, like, she got a little chuckle out of Yao Guan, She's got a little bit of, like, her eye roll of Yao Guan. Like, Evanescence is a perfect, like, combo with Yao Guan.
I shall use the Eye of Ishvara to divine the fates of the people in Seafeld City. If they face imminent catastrophe, a red fate slip will be hanging above their heads. The rainbow surveys the heavens, perceiving 1,000 forms. Across the meridians of destiny, the jade abacus reveals its script. The celestial eye opens and shuts as calamity and fortune reveal themselves.
I feel, again, I was nearly holding my breath as she says this. She's such a presence to her. She really does.
Calamity looms overhead. The crimson slip is cast.
What do we see? Oh! That's good, right?
Mr. Sunday will share my insight with you through the spirit bird, Miss Evanesia. Please, bear witness.
Man, this is so cool. Like, I love their dynamics so much.
Is that their fate hanging over their heads?
Precisely. Come on, let's take a closer look.
Love this stuff. So this is Seafeld City? It's absolutely stunning. Like, it really is. I love the oh my god, look at the distance here. Oh my god, look at that. Is that a train track? Holy hell, this is cool. I mean, we came out in the train, but like still, like it's like in the water. That's such a cool thing. It's a beautiful place. But yeah, like I think it's such a great, as I said, dynamic having the characters of Yaguan and Evanesia. Evanesia has a more hopeful outlook. As we said, I think it's a fair thing to say.
God, why do these people have wheel slips hanging over their heads?
Yeah, a lot of them have wheel slips. But you have, like, you know, the dynamic of, like, one person is, like, Evanesia saying, like, you know, you should enjoy it. I can't get over how cool this looks. And then look at this in the distance, too, with the trees in the distance. It's so cool. I'd love to live here. Oh, my God. I'd be in heaven. You know, living life to the fullest, even if there's suffering, taking everything as it comes. I think Yaguan is right in saying, too, where it's like, and this is what we said when we were, like, describing it. It's like, it's easy to say when you're, like, going through, like, kind of maybe a good life and you're happy. But talking to someone about who's going through suffering, being like, hey, buddy, you got to take the bitter tea with the sweet tea. Like, there is kind of like an element where you would understand if they said to you, like, get out of my sight. You know, leave me. But yeah, really beautiful messaging. It's really cool, even the posters here as well.
Astral Express, boo!
Oh my God.
Seafeld City. Astral Express, boo!
We did see they have a negative, like, view now, of them, right?
Oh, good afternoon. Would you two lovely young ladies care to join us in protest for the bright future of Seafeld City?
Yeah, they're totally again, because Full Wish, like, it also, that freaking speech she did last time as well is 100% going to affect people like this as well.
Hey, Pops. You guys are grinning like
Pops?
it's a holiday festival, but your slogans sound so fierce. Doesn't that feel a bit weird?
Yeah, they are very angry in their slogans.
We Seafeld folk pride ourselves on our manners. Even when expressing dissatisfaction, we do it with a smile.
Oh my God.
Now that's real happiness etiquette.
That kind of worries me because the Society of Smiles, like, makes me feel like maybe there's something happened to them.
We won't let anyone ruin this serenity. Come on, ma'am. We have a flag with us.
Right?
Feel better in no time.
This feels like something that, like, Society of Smiles almost like. Again, it might not be, but I think just because we've dealt with the Society of Smiles, having characters be like, everything's good, everything's fine now, you know?
Their emotions are so synchronized. It's like they rehearsed it. This kind of happiness feels like some compulsory routine.
Yep, it does. It feels like so manufactured.
Their smiles send shivers down my spine.
Yeah, great way to put it, actually. Great way to put it.
Hey, wasn't it your Director Full Wish who invited the Astral Express crew here to debate? Showing your guests away like this is hardly polite.
True, Evanesia.
You're from the Astral Express, aren't you?
Look, the one that's taking photos already. Look at this, the little one.
Hey, so do I really look that much like a nameless? It's not like I have a boarding pass stuck to my face.
I love Evanesia's excited about that because, again, she loves the comic books as well. And she admires, like, Cell as well, you know?
What are you so happy about?
Man, if someone said I look like I was from the Astral Express, I'd be happy.
Just look at you, dyeing your hair like that at such a young age, instead of doing something decent with yourself.
Buddy.
You're no better than that bunny on the Astral Express.
Huh?
Anyone could tell you're not from around here.
Okay, kill him. You talking about March? You're talking about March?
Hey, jerk! It's not dyed. And for the record,
Yes.
March Bunny is adorable.
Yes. Yes.
Wait, what happened to all those happy smiles on your faces before? How did you flip the
That's
switch
true.
so fast?
They flipped it so quickly as well. But yeah, you're so right. Never insult March again. And don't start insult Evanescence either. They're like, oh, why you dyed your hair? Do something with your life. What are you doing with your life? You're standing out here protesting in the middle of the day. A bunch of people. I'm not saying protests are bad. I'm saying that they're doing like a useless protest. Factually so.
You people from beyond the sky. You just don't understand our happiness. If you keep causing trouble, don't blame us if we get nasty.
Buddy, you switch so fast to nastiness. You asked a very honest question. Why are you shooing away the people that Full Wish called to hear?
My apologies. My little sister is young and doesn't know better.
Better.
We'll be on our way.
Great voice acting. Better. We're gonna execute them.
Who are you kidding? Sisters? You two aren't even the same species.
Oh my god, you need to take 12 doses of mind your own freaking business. Like, Jesus Christ. Dye your hair. You don't look like sisters. There's different families all over the world. Jesus.
Cause any more trouble and I'll call a whole boatload of plues to toss you both into the sea.
You look
It's
like a
fish
ploo.
food.
You look like a big poo. Yeah. Jesus, like what? Like. Again, I know that it probably is like something to do with the Society of Smiles again as well, right? But like, imagine being like that to somebody you met someone like, you don't look like each other. How are you family? No, you just shut up. Okay, they look like they're having fun. Okay, I thought they were sick there as well. Yeah, that is creepy though. They did switch very fast. They had these smiles on their faces when they're being very aggressive too. I love this area so much. It's so pretty. It's such a pretty location, isn't it? Oh, and like the colored wooden houses. Oh my god. It's so nice. Wait, this is starting to worry me. There's a lot of people lying around the place. Honestly. So I guess we should accept the interview as well. Watch this.
Petals fall without a trace.
They were very rude. Very, very rude. Oh my god, look at this. Guys, if I, like, if I ever got to retire, look at this fishing rod here. So if I ever got to retire somewhere here, happiest person who ever lived. Genuinely. It's so cool. By the way, I keep doing that, but I press this button because this is the talk button in Clair Obscur. In Clair Obscur, I keep pressing the run button in Honkai Star Rail. it's like swapping over in my mind.
The sun is shining and the vibes are immaculate. This is Full Wish TV's Happiness on the Street, bringing you real smiles straight from the streets of Seafeld.
Oh yeah?
You two look like visitors from afar. I take it you're also following Plain Arcadia's grand event, the Phantasmoon Games?
Don't you know it? We are following it.
Of course we're following it. It's not every day you see something this lively.
That's great. We've noted many echoing widespread concerns that the Astral Express's intervention is dragging our sacred Phantasmoon Games into a quagmire of competition with outsiders. What are your thoughts on this?
What's so interesting is that, like, they're adding this to it because already there was a growing concern that the IPC was ruining the Phantasmoon Games and ruining Plan Arcadia. So they've done a really good job of, like, not morally, I mean, like, efficiency-wise, of really using the, like, propaganda and adding it to the usual stuff that is kind of like, again, there was some meat on the bone to the idea that the IPC were affecting Plan Arcadia in a negative fashion to some people. Again, Sparkle believed this, right? Sparksy believed this. But then it's using like a nugget of truth, like a small bit of truth, in order to make something that isn't true, which is the Astral Express, like ruining the Phantasmoon Games, into feeling true. We talk about this all the time, where it's like legitimate. It's like, again, the analogy we use: if someone beats someone up every single week, and then on the 8th week they don't beat someone up but they get accused of it, it's like it's very hard to defend yourself in that as well. And the same thing with like the Astral Express thing. It's like we've seen us working with the IBC, they've seen us doing all this stuff as well. So it's like, how could, like, no matter if we were not trying to ruin the Phantasm games, from the perspective of people who already distrusted the IPC, we are people working with the IPC who came from the outside, who hurt their local heroes. It's like the tiny bit of truth that makes all the lies seem more true from their perspective. And of course, it's like, severe propaganda.
Widespread concerns? Mr. Reporter, I suspect your question already comes neatly packaged with its own answer.
Yep, she's a very good insight with that as well.
Judging motives as futile. What we want to be focusing on is the real-life consequences of our actions.
And that line from Evanescia is basically saying that, like, no matter what we say, you have the answer. You want a specific answer.
Oh, that's so deep! Many Seafelders feel that rather than any IPC vision of prosperity, it's the healing smiles, healing Arcadia as proposed by Lady Fullwish that is the more grounded future we desperately need. What is your take on this?
I'm not here to defend IPC, but, like, Fullwish's views are also very lofty and very immoral. You know what I mean? So, like, it's like, I'm not seeing that as nearly true.
If the happiness comes at the cost of stripping away the perception of all pain, then it calls into scrutiny just how authentic such a happiness really is.
Yep, it's not real emotion.
Exactly. By that logic, eating candy until your teeth fall out counts as happiness too.
Interesting.
Right? I mean, hey, at least it tasted sweet.
Actually, like, at first I was like, is that a good analogy? Then I was like, yeah, it was better than my ones. But, like, I think it's not because it's like, you still got it's like, oh yeah, I'm happy all the time, aren't I? But the rest of your life is ruined. Your cognition is ruined. Your free will is ruined. So it's like, yeah, at least you got the happiness. It's like in this case, at least we got the sweets, but your teeth are all gone.
That's a very vivid analogy.
I follow.
Finally, a hypothetical question. If you had to choose, do you believe the preservation defined by outsiders or the happiness advocated by Miss Foolish better represents the future of plain Arcadia?
This is a bad question.
The real future has never existed within such a narrow dichotomy.
Yep. I actually agree.
If you'll excuse
I very much agree with Yaguan.
Thank you both for sharing. Have a wonderful day.
The reason why it's a bad question, and it's intentionally a bad
All
question.
defensive answers, not a single morsel for us. This whole segment is wasted. Go find some citizens who can chuck us a few happiness testimonials to pad out the reel.
Yep. The reason why
Wheel slip? This one's a lucky wheel too.
Yaguan
Isn't that a good thing?
and Nevesia knew this from the mile away. And even Nevesia said, you're trying to find a specific answer. And the reason why that question was bad is because asking someone, I love these, even the vending machines are so cool. Asking someone a question of like, which is better for Planet Arcadia? This thing or this thing? When both those things like are under scrutiny. One thing we know is like, with the Full Wish stuff is downright like, just horrible what's happening to people. We've seen it happen full effect. And the other thing is like, is it understandably criticized for sure, and again, it's a justifiably criticized intervention by the IPC. So it's like, you're asking like, what's better? Which you want to hit your house, a truck or a minivan? It's like, neither, please. But like, it's like, you have to have like this conversation and be more nuanced than that, than just saying like, which bad thing good? Which thing you like? It's like, you're putting it so narrow. And then what Yaguan said in more of a divination thing, it's like, it's so narrow, right? It has to be more nuanced. You have to have full-on conversations about like what the IPC is doing. What is bad, what is good. You have to talk about Full Wish, what is the negatives of that as well. You have to, right?
Welcome. Come try our happiness soda.
No thanks.
One sip and you'll be as lucky as Director Full Wish all day long.
Why is it always Full Wish? Doesn't she work in media? What's that got to do with soda?
I mean, I see you're asking the right questions.
Oh, you're an outsider. You would know. Director Full Wish is Seafeld City's pride and joy. She grew up just a street over. She's a true daughter of Seafeld. Can you imagine? After that terrible disaster 15 years ago, that child lost her whole family. Just a little kid.
Yep.
Truly heartbreaking.
And this is why her propaganda works so well, is that they have a connection to her of a shared trauma and understandable, like, thing that people feel connected to by the shared trauma, what happened with the Bloodstained games, whether it be their parents or them themselves that survived. and they see this woman who's thriving and surviving, so it's easy to get drawn towards her, right?
But she did herself proud.
Yep.
She pulled
There it is.
herself through it all, relying on sheer grit and
Like,
optimism.
again, we go from an understanding perspective. These people are going through a very traumatic and horrible and bitter time in their lives. I don't blame these people. I don't want to ever insult these people. These people are going through something so difficult. And seeing someone who is getting on the other side of their trauma, a trauma that you know what it is and that you've shared in some ways, it's hard not to be drawn to it like a magnet.
Full Wish TV, back then it was still called Seafeld TV, even produced a special documentary about her called A Smile Against Adversity. I can't even tell you how many people were touched by it. And now, despite all her success, she hasn't forgotten to bring happiness to everyone. It's just amazing.
Do you really feel happy right now?
That's a good question.
Of course! Just look at how happy I am. It's all thanks to the Research Society of Happy Smiles and Miss Full Wish. She not only supports the local economy, but she's brought with her a positive attitude toward life.
It's rough. This is rough because like this happiness it's bitter. It's so bitter.
We can all be just like her. Forget about all those painful memories
No.
from the past and just be happy every single day. Well, if you ask me, only someone who's come from suffering like her can truly.
And that's what we were
want
just
what's
saying.
best for
Exactly
all of
what we were
us.
just saying.
She's the one who could deal with all those outsider supplicants running amok and bring glory to our people.
It's exactly what we were saying. This is why people are drawn to her.
Come on, why don't you try some? It's on the house. You simply have to experience the unique taste of happiness that we have here in Seafeld. Guaranteed to make you forget all your troubles.
I'm fine, thank you.
This foolish really is something else.
Yeah.
And this is also a wheel.
Again, it's as I said, I'm not gonna ever like condemn the people of Plan Arcadia for following. This is so beautiful. I love the harbor like feel to this as well. It's so cool. I'm never gonna condemn the people of Plan Arcadia for following Full Wish or being drawn to Full Wish, because while from the outside to us it seems stupid, right? How could you believe this bullcrap? How could you be drawn in by this bullcrap? To people that are going through trauma and going through something absolutely horrific in their lives. As we said, the person who has gone out on the other side of the trauma and is so happy, you want to know why they did it as well. It's about it's so beautiful. It's about taking advantage of people's trauma and understand, and who better to manipulate people who are going through a shared trauma of the Bloodstained games than the person that also went through it on a grand level as well. You know.
Bid farewell to painful memories and embrace the eternal now. Let the smile of happiness become your only truth.
And the thing is, like, somebody asked, like, well, what can they do? That's the thing. It's like, a lot of times this takes so much time and you'll never truly, like, be on the other side of it fully, but you can live a beautiful, normal life on the other side of trauma. And it takes years, and sometimes it takes a lot of dedication to, the psychological aspect of it and stuff like as well, and trying to take everything one step at a time. Therapy, all this stuff is like a really important aspect of it. It's really like, dragging yourself out of something. And I believe I want to make clear, I think everyone can do it. And I know it's hard, and I think it's easy for some. Again, it's easy for me to say, but like, because I never want to do that whole thing of like, it's either like cult or nothing. It's like there is ways to get on the other side of it. But again, if you are someone who's going through so much pain and you see the easier way, which is this woman who is going to inspire you, what are you going to pick when you're going through one of the worst times in your life? The decade of trying to get over this feeling and trying to go through this feeling, or this woman who's promising instantaneous happiness? It's brutal.
Follow Master Full Wish's path. Embrace rebirth, and you and I can both become the happiest people in this Arcadia.
How very strange.
Yeah, it's rough. It's very rough.
No matter how many times I perform the divination, the signs hovering above the passers-by in Seafeld City are all wheels.
Do you think it's something to do with the Society of Smiles? Like, because they don't, like... Because there's no negativity they perceive to be in their lives, that they don't have any, like, woe?
Is my Eye of Ishvar suffering interference from a supplicant's abilities here? But how is that possible?
I actually think your judgment is looking more and more likely. The pedestrians on the roadside, the fishermen at the port, the shopkeepers on the street, and the ones preaching happiness. From the moment I entered this port city, I felt it. Something stirring gently within them, resonating with the same essence I carry. This entity is far too faint. I can scarcely feel its strength. It was once shattered to nothing, crushed into powder, burned down to ash, nearly extinguished.
So, just to go through, so we can go through. So, she says judgment is more and more likely. The ones preaching happiness. So she felt something that was like the same essence she carries. And it's called an entity as well. It was once shattered to nothing, crushed into powder, and burned down to ash, nearly extinguished.
But it has no concept of death. And so it simply went to sleep. It quietly lurks, waiting for the farmer to scatter it across the fields. Given time, it will inevitably wake up again.
Is this the feeling that, like, again, that they had in the past? Maybe it's like that maybe the trauma as well that they had in the past as well, that's just waiting to wake back up again. There's something inside them waiting to wake back up again.
I believe most people in this city must have undergone the happiness surgery. Yep. Just look at the spectacle the Smile Society is putting on over there.
I feel like it's such a fair assessment of all of this.
At the courtyard, you once said, "Fortune rests upon misfortune."
A great calamity for some, but for others, perhaps a turning point leading to ultimate bliss. If there really is something that lets people survive apocalyptic disaster, then a wheel slip hanging above their heads would be only fitting.
So the idea that there's like... So again, I'm wondering if this, what they're trying to say here is like this entity that like is resonating with these people. It's resonating with the same essence that Evanescia carries. It once was shattered to nothing, but now it can be scattered again. It's waiting to arrive again, and people have undergone happiness surgery. And she said a great calamity for some, but others it's a turning point that leads to ultimate bliss. So the idea that they can like something that seems very bad for us, like this divination of like an impending calamity, actually is ultimate bliss for these people. And this entity could be what's helping them survive the apocalyptic disaster. So the wheel slip is almost like it's showing that they're not going to die in this disaster. Is that due to the happiness surgery? Is that whatever this entity they're talking about as well? Sorry guys, there was a garbage truck outside. They're doing their jabs. That's why I whenever I get upset, like, oh my god, mid-recording garbage truck. I never want to get upset by that. Yeah, because I'm thinking my perception is because they have this happiness society thing, it's only appearing as like, you know, this blissful happiness. Maybe they can't, that's what's preventing them from like from having woe over their heads. And the idea of the entity that Evanescia carries, that would make sense actually. It would, because she's like the tree, right? So she's in abundance. She's technically a creature of the abundance. So then she would be sensing the abundance within these people too. So that's what they're saying. Okay, yeah. Okay. So that, I guess that's why, again, we kind of thought that as well. That's why they don't have the wool above their heads, is because they have like only this like happiness maybe.
However, those who survive will no longer be human.
Because of this like this projected happiness, they can survive this apocalyptic thing, but they won't. But we know they won't belong. They no longer be human because we've seen what people are like. We saw the Daybreak Squadron and what they're like. They're no longer themselves.
By that time, there won't be any need for a general of the Xianzhou to petition an audience. The gaze of the hunt will be firmly locked on this place.
Oh, I don't even think they're talking about like in a spiritual sense. Are they talking about they could become abominations of the abundance?
Follow me.
Possibly.
What's your plan?
My plan? As the referee of the Phantasmoon Games, former referee, I mean.
Yep, you're a supplicant
When
now.
faced with a supplicant who blatantly breaks the rules and dispenses blessings on a whim,
Yeah?
the only thing I can do is issue an executive ruling.
And how do you do that?
So, this so-called ruling, does it involve summoning a bolt of lightning from the sky to just zap foolish dead out of nowhere?
Would you like to see that?
It's nothing so violent. For my judgment, I must first retrieve the sacred instrument. Only by using it to measure the supplicant's
area.
crimes can we sever her powers. It's like a gardener pruning overgrown branches.
Wait, so you can sever this. This is one of the most beautiful places ever. I love how peaceful it is. It's so gorgeous. But obviously, like, then there's an undertone of the people who are actually like possessed here by this like surgery they underwent as well. So that's why I'm thinking, yeah, like I was a bit confused there for a second. But I do think it is because they're talking about the entity they're talking about seems to be the abundance, and the surgery they underwent is like why they're possibly not feeling any woe, is because like it's helping them survive. But I wonder then, does that mean they're going to become like abominations of the abundance and no longer going to be human? Oh my god, the gazebo! It's so pretty. Yeah, it's like it's one of those things where like piecing everything together can be like, you know, very fun, but sometimes I get tripped up as well. This is such a beautiful area. It really is so peaceful. Yeah, man, this is terrifying. But if Evanescia can like cure this in some ways or like lift this in some ways.
Is this it? You keep this sacred instrument out here in broad daylight? Aren't you worried someone might make it disappear?
Very eccentric Evanescia here.
Hold your horses. We've still got a ways to go. As for my precious measuring instrument, do you really think I'd just leave it lying around in the middle of nowhere?
With all due respect, there is no path ahead.
So this is going to be much more spiritual, we're thinking as well.
I get it. It's probably just an optical illusion. Extraordinary beings like you always love pulling that "the path only opens to the destined" trick. What's next? A secret passphrase?
What the
Do I find a stone matrix and jump through it? Or maybe...
I mean, we did meet Evanescia, like, one of the first times we met Evanescia was, like, through a poster. So I do like that she's kind of, like, calling out the very, like, I think amazing tropes, right? Of, like, you know, magical creatures.
Do you sing a little
Oh
song?
my god, Yaguan.
Wave your hand and the trees just obediently stand up and split into two neat rows.
This is really funny. She's like calling out like, again, I think they're fun tropes. I love the idea of like a magical creature singing and then something opening, you know? I love that.
I'm no Woof Woof Dawn. I don't have that kind of skill.
I love that she's so dedicated to the comic book as well, that she's just like, yeah, like, come on, like, get real, you know?
A long time ago, I raised a floating island right here for someone to paint.
Oh, yeah?
To prevent others from wandering in by mistake, I asked that artist to paint thick fog and woodland here, so passersby wouldn't stray inside. We made a deal. As long as I play my song, the fog will disperse.
So she does sing it. I can't wait to hear it. Or maybe she's just not singing. Maybe she's just playing a song. That's a really cool idea. Again, like in terms of like fantasy stuff, the idea of like to dispel the mist, you have to play a melody, and to cover something up, like you just covered up in thick fog. Again, it's very magical. It's very fairy tale-esque. But I think there's a lot of stuff here that is very fairy tale. I feel like as well. I love it a lot. And again, the dynamic between these two is still great. Yao Guang calling out the oh wait. Two special types of Wispay that exist in the interplanar jump will be attracted to the Trailblaze Mon and gradually move closer to it, but they possess no offensive capabilities. Additionally, when they spot a help bot, they will immediately shift their attention and move towards the help bot instead. Okay. I love the dynamic between
That's
the two
a
of them.
cute puppy. Looks like it's taken a liking to you.
Oh. Like her calling out like the kind of like you know, fantasy. Again, when I say tropes, I mean in like the best way possible. For me, like I love if you
Borrow this cutie's head for a sec.
if you have a fantasy book or a fantasy story where the character, oh great, jumping spikes, where the character like drops a tear and it wakes a dead person up or something from their slumber, I'm all for it because it's beautiful. And I think that's what recently we had with Christopher Nolan talked about this, how he believes that like people think using like stuff that's been done before, like tropier stuff. I'm not saying that's what Honkai Star Rail is doing now, like can be like a negative, right? And people use it as criticism, but it's like, no man, like sometimes like those things are beautiful in fantasy, right? Like the magical forest fairy who sings a song to open up a new path, like that stuff is awesome. And I love that Yaguan still called it out though as well, right? Because she is like way more serious. And again, that counter to Evanesia's energy usually as well. No way. Didn't expect the instrument to have such a childlike charm. I remember the music score being... Wait, is that... Sorry, I got that wrong. Okay, let's start again. So it's... Oh my god.
Let's go.
No way. Again, and that is what is so cool about this as well. Because it takes the existing, you know, beautiful fantasy story-like element, which is forest creature or animal sings a song and opens or plays a melody and opens it the way, right? As Yaguan was saying, that's kind of like what happens like sometimes in these fantasy stories. And instead they do it a very Plan Arcadia style, which is like almost like a child's toy, right? You know, one of those like things where you like follow the instruments, like as Simon says, like such a great idea. It's such an inspired idea. Enemies? Protecting this place? Oh, it's so... I was about to say this area was pretty, and then we look at this.
What do you think? It's beautiful, isn't it?
It's very pretty.
Compared to the Yuchua's scenery, I suppose it's more natural.
Yeah, I mean, Zansho is gorgeous as well.
Kill you to pay a compliment?
Yes.
Yaguan's hilarious as well. Like, usually the answer to that is just like a quiet, like, But she's like, yeah, it will kill me. Buddy, I ain't complimented nobody. Very, very funny stuff. I loved it. I loved the dynamic a lot. Chuckle?
What are you laughing at?
My apologies. I didn't mean to mock. I was merely curious. Is this thing really the sacred instrument with which you pass judgment upon supplicants? Is it really just a literal ruler?
It is like a ruler. This is the weapon that's just. So I guess like in canon she didn't have this weapon on her right now. So now, like when we were using it, so she has it on her right now. That's such a cool visual though as well, like the actual look to this. Like the pink is really nice. The interlaced kind of like white as well is really cool too. The different shades of pink. And it just being a ruler is such a different idea. Like you don't see something like this, like a weapon as a ruler. Or ruler as a weapon, I should say.
Hey, don't underestimate the spirit branch of true law.
Spirit branch of true
When
law.
it first appeared in the form of a blade 150 years ago, it could cleave a mountain in half with a single effortless swing.
That's pretty sick.
Miss Evanesia, let's keep such fanciful tales between us, shall we?
You're from the Zansho. Zansho has stories of like creatures, of people like separating like large bodies of water, so like, and like an immortal dragon can get through. Like, you know, like it's like, I don't know, it's, I feel like, but then again, right, I always talk about this, how fantasy is more real when it is closer to home, right? It's the same thing when people, you know, like you're in the world of like Lord of the Rings, and like let's say all of a sudden in Lord of the Rings, like in a swamp monster came out of the ground and was like, "Oh, I'm a swamp monster." People critique it by being like, wait, why are you weirded out by the swamp monster, Aragorn? There's like goblins in this world. It's like, yeah, because he knows there's goblins in the world for his whole life. A swamp monster being a new thing will freak you out. Just the same way Yaguan is like in this Yancho, and there's so many like crazy things in this Yancho. There's no ruler that can cut down a mountain. You know what I mean? Like, it's different. Your perception of the world is usually based a lot on the laws of the world that you come from, right? For sure. In any type of fantasy thing, it's like, you know, it's just because it's realistic for the world that the fantasy character is in doesn't mean everything else is going to be realistic just because it's also fantasy.
Best not go spreading them around. If any of the Cosmicon Collective players find out, we'll never hear the end of their complaints about how mountain-busting power levels are for noobs.
What? What?
I never expected a high-ranking Xianzhou general to be so well-versed in the gossip here on Plain Arcadia.
Yeah.
Such is the way of a diviner. To enter a place is to observe its local custom.
That's true.
Same goes for us arbiters. Times change, and my babies have to change with them. Just picture it. A pretty girl in a school uniform, striding through the streets with a giant sword slung over her shoulder. You're right.
That sounds like some sort of like anime or something.
I see you are a law-abiding citizen, Miss Evanesia. Cute.
Oh. She's getting a kick
Now
out of her.
then, please, begin your measuring.
She's getting a kick out of it. Because again, it's this line here as well. Vanessa saying that, like, you know, she said it's like, hey, you have to, like, you know, when you enter a place, you have to, like, you know, observe its local custom. And she's like, times change over time, and now it would look very weird for her to go through with that, like, ruler. So she's like, hey, that's so cute that you, like, you know, still follow the laws. It's so interesting. I thought Yaguan would, like, kind of be, like, tired of Evanesia by now, but, like, she's actually like, oh, look at this, standing right in the middle here, too. Oh, no, they're not standing here, okay. Maybe a little bit off to the right.
Weigh and sever this world, and engrave the laws of the cosmos. Spirit branch of true law.
This is so sick.
By the scale that adjudicates reality and illusion, truth and falsehood. Measure for me all sins beneath the phantom moon that transgress the law.
I love this weapon so much. That was the image we saw earlier from the Society of Smiles.
What is going on?
Wait, it's affecting this as well? Wait, what?
It's telling me Full Wish is not a
There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. There, again, the math didn't add up, so this makes sense. This makes perfect sense. She's not a supplicant. There we go.
If she's not a supplicant, then there's no way to judge whether she's transgressed or
Oh
not.
my god, so she's immune to this too. Yeah, but like we saw this because again, I have it like literally written down here in my notebook. I keep a notebook to decide sometimes for like cuts and stuff like that as well. Say like, oh, I went to the bathroom cut. But I also write down sometimes, like, say stuff if I need to write stuff like that. Yeah, Evanesia, Stell, Silverwolf, Sparksy, Sunday, Ashvale, Pearl, and the Daybreak Squadron. That's what we said were all the supplicants so far. It didn't add up. It didn't add up.
What do you mean?
So she can't tell if she's transgressed because she can't tell if she's broken the rules because she's not part of the game.
If Full Wish isn't a supplicant, why would she openly declare that she's joining the Phantom Moon Games? And that mask, back of the altar, shaped like an 8-legged creature. Just who does it belong
So if that doesn't belong to the Daybreak Squadron either, right, then are we saying there's another supplicant that owns that mask?
Behind that mask, countless supplicants are wearing it.
What?
They're spread across all Sifu.
No.
All of Duo Mention City too.
What?
Supplicants.
No.
They're everywhere.
How? How?
Not in the history of the Phantom Moon Games have I ever seen a situation like
Is that why
this.
the Daybreak Squadron were all considered supplicants, all four of them? Because is everyone who went through the Society of Smiles a supplicant? Sunday.
General, someone is approaching your position. It's Don Hung.
No way.
and-
No way. No way. Stop. Stop.
Don
Stop.
Hung,
Stop.
you've returned.
Stop. Stop. Stop.
And the one beside you.
No freaking way. No. We just got this big information here as well. And we're not like unpacking it yet. My heart is stopping. I feel like I have heartburn. I feel like I just got heartburn right by seeing this.
Blade. Or perhaps I should call
Oh
you
my
by your true
God.
name. One of the Xianzhou's most wanted criminals.
No.
Yingxing.
No, his name is Blade. His name is Blade or Bladey. Oh my freaking God. What a way to meet as well.
You've delivered yourself into my hands. Good.
Oh my God. Do you think Blade's just gonna give himself up?
General of the Yuchue, your vision remains confined within the laws of the Xianzhou.
Voice. Blade's voice all the time, every single time. It like I feel like it gets under your skin in like a good way. it surrounds you, in a way. It's caressing. It's beautiful. Oh my God. Wait, so Blade basically said to her like, "Hey, you're too narrow-minded. Like that law don't apply to me here."
I came here to kill our common enemy.
Huh?
Our common enemy. You are the Xianzhou's enemy. Ever since you became a Stellaron hunter, you have slain countless emissaries of judgment sent by the Shuling Palace of Law to capture you. You even incited the artisans of the Juming to reforge your blade, entangling them in your crimes.
Okay, one of those might be bad, but like if you if you send someone to arrest him, right, and he kills them, right? I don't know. I feel like that's like I thought she was gonna say he slaughtered like a bunch of like innocent people. I'm not saying they were okay. Oh, that sounds so bad. I'm not saying the people who didn't go to arrest him didn't have like an objective. They were just doing their job, trying to find Blade. But like Blade, like how do I say it? Like you get what I'm saying? It's like this wasn't him like slaughtering people like no matter what. This is him like saying, "Oh, you're trying to arrest me? Okay, I guess I gotta get rid of you." Right? I'm not sitting here trying to be like Blade's so perfect and he's good and he's so innocent and he does everything perfect all the time, even though like we'd all want to, right? But I'm saying that like someone coming to arrest you in Honkai Star Rail and trying to arrest Blade and then you die. I feel like that's like the normal outcome. I'm not surprised that he killed people that tried to arrest him. I'm not surprised that people would try to arrest Blade, but he would just end up killing them. Not because I feel like he's a bad guy. I love Blade. But I'm saying that, like, what would you expect from trying to arrest Blade? What would you expect? Oh no, I tried to pet the really angry dog that bites people. It bit me, Again, they were doing their jobs, but, like, sending people after Blade thinking that was just gonna work. I don't know. Sorry, I'm not trying to sit here and be like, my perfect guy, he's perfect, Stellaron Hunter's perfect. You guys know I never would do that. I love the Stellaron Hunters. I say that honestly. I love them to pieces. I love them dearly. I love them so much so, right? But I can also acknowledge whenever they do wrong. I have in the past, 110%, but like that doesn't change my love for those characters.
But your most unforgivable crime is daring to break into the Ten Lords Commission restricted area on the Xianzhou Yuchue with your accomplices. You destroyed the Ashen Steelwood, disturbed the slumber of our valiant heroes, and stole the secrets of the dead.
So he has, again, from the Xianzhou's perspective, he has committed many a crime. You know what I mean? Many a crime. And then the Stellaron Hunters are considered enemies of the Xianzhou as well, right? They are.
What kind of vision drove you to commit the countless crimes of your past? And what common enemy could possibly stand between you and me? By all means, enlighten me.
I also think I have to be fair as well, because like I also say that Dan Heng isn't responsible for Dan Feng, right? I feel like I also have to say then as well that Blade isn't responsible for Yixing's actions either. And again, that's my stance. That's the way I see it. And I know like some people feel differently. So whenever there's actions in terms of like the stuff they did in the past, I'm not saying this is, I want to be clear. The stuff that you're talking about here is what Blade did post as well, right? I'm talking about if anything comes up like about the past or the crimes of how do you say their name again? Yingxing. I don't apply that to Blade as much as the same way I wouldn't apply it to Dan Heng. I also want to make it clear here as well, right? This scene is already incredible, like seeing Blade face up to like a Xianzhou general. It's already on the baseline, on paper, it's incredible. But I also want to say as well that like, yes, I just to put my opinion out there on this, I love Blade. I love Kafka. I love the Stellar Hunters. I love Silverwolf. I love Firefly. I love them. Nothing will change that, right? Unless they like, kill Stell. I'd be like, okay, Jesus Christ, I also love the Quintet. The Quintet story is one of the most heartbreaking and beautiful stories ever. Just end of, So I do have an indebted feeling all the time and a feeling of protectiveness over Blade. And I always will have that feeling of protectiveness over Blade. Just the same way that, I have a feeling that draws me towards Kafka and a love and admiration for Firefly and I would say more of a like and an admiration for Silverwolf, but still. So my feelings on that will never change, but as I've said in the past, as I'm going to say here, I made it seem like I was saying he killed all those officials, whatever, But what I mean more in the sense is that my love isn't going to stop for him, but I can also acknowledge that the Stellar Hunters have committed crimes in the past. Of course they have. Factually, they are saving the world. I want to make this clear. There is no debate that they are saving the world. Helping Stell is saving the world. It just is. If it wasn't for them, Stell would probably not even be here right now, right? They are factually saving the world. Indirectly. I think they're indirectly saving the world. But that doesn't mean I ever will discount the fact that they have committed crimes as well, right? Of course. But that also doesn't change the fact that I am always going to be behind Blade's back with a hug around the waist.
Oh? Well, I was in seclusion all these years.
Personally.
Well, you've clearly been up to quite a lot. If I'd known you were such a magnet for trouble back when you came to the Juming, begging for a sword, I would have dragged you out of the forge and drafted you into my crew myself. Tied up, if necessary.
You think you're going to tie up Blade? It's so sad to me as well, because Blade is just a character who, again, all the stuff he's done, all this stuff as well, he's just a character that wants to freaking die. He's listening to all these people constantly talking about his crimes, constantly, he's constantly bothered, but just by every step he takes. Every moment he's on this earth, he is bothered by this. And it must be just a frustrating life consistently and constantly. I mean, we know it is.
And this would be?
Oh, you don't know Asheville? Okay.
A pleasure to meet you, General Gaung. It's truly touching that my friends on the Xianzhou have kept me in their thoughts for all these years.
Oh yeah, he's from the Xianzhou as well.
I never change my name, no matter where I roam. I am La Mancha.
La Mancha. Oh my god, look at the backdrop here as well. But yeah, he is the leader of the Galaxy Rangers.
You're obviously using a fake name.
I love that they made Blade comedic. It's so sweet.
The head of the Galaxy Rangers. I didn't expect this trip to come with such a pleasant surprise.
And also, forgive me for not taking also the Xianzhou laws very seriously, because they also, had General Jin Yuan had to pardon Dan Hong for crimes he actually genuinely didn't commit. So, forgive me if I don't take the Xianzhou laws that seriously, especially when they've done crimes themselves. Personally, sorry. Forgive me.
General, I'm afraid old grudges will have to
Agreed.
wait.
Very much agreed. There's a big problem going on.
What we need to discuss concerns the survival of this world, and that catastrophic calamity you foresaw in your divination.
Yes, 100%. We're all trying to stop this. Oh, Blade.
I won't deny the crimes you've listed.
Yeah, just like we can't. We can't deny anything he's done. We can't.
But I know full well that the Xianzhou cares nothing for the life or death of someone guilty like me.
Whoa.
What you truly want is to exact a blood debt from the nemesis who has repeatedly awakened demonic stars, summoned abominations,
Jesus,
and could not be slain even after 100
Is this Shuhu?
deaths.
Shuhu?
You wish to subdue the Emanator of the Abundance.
Wow.
Shuhu once again, and even deny them rebirth for all eternity.
So, again, if this is what they truly want, then again, which I think is very interesting as well, that Blade kind of picked up on the idea then that the Xianzhou doesn't actually have time right now to I guess arrest Blade. What they're after is Shuhu, which we talked about before is what Dan Hong believed that some people believe is resurrecting inside of Blade, which is also the reason that Blade continues to come back to life, right?
And now, General, I have brought this opportunity before
wait.
you. If you are dead set on condemning me to answer for my crimes, I will submit to your judgment and board the Navis Astridura for the Shoelings Inquisition.
Is he doing this because, like, he believes that they can, like this, deny them rebirth for all of eternity? He believes that this will let him die?
But as I said, I did not come here today to play the savior. I came to stop the past from repeating itself, and to prevent our common enemy from having their way.
Oh man, Blade.
General, if you do not want the fate of the Battle of the Fenghu from 30 years ago to fall at your feet, then you must believe what I am about to say.
Was the Fenghu was that the battle that, like, she saw the divination, wasn't it? Yeah, she saw the divination of what was happening and all the people die. Yeah, I remember she was talking about this as well.
The happiness surgery promoted by the Smile Society utilizes none other than Shuhu cells. Cells acquired from an unknown source.
Wait, what? So we knew it was abundance, but it's actually Shuhu cells it's themselves. Oh man.
You mean everyone who underwent the surgery
Was frickin' like injected with Shuhu cells? What the frickin' hell?
Have all become supplicants.
Oh my god.
Once the wish power converges, the will of the flesh will awaken.
What?
And turn every host into nourishment.
So that's what Evanescia meant when she said it's something that is going to awaken and spread. When the wish power converges, all the supplicants will become nourishment for Shuhu, it seems. Oh my freaking god! That's how the Daybreak Squadron were all supplicants. That's how we, like, because remember they said, oh yeah, they were supplicants. They weren't lying. We were like, they weren't lying. Okay. Oh my freaking god. Anyone who's been injected with Shuhu cells is a supplicant.
The one wearing the 8-legged mask is not a single person. It is an emanator of the abundance.
No freaking
dismembered
way.
and currently parasitizing the bodies of the masses here.
This is insane. Wait, so, like, that means the supplicant is technically Shuhu? But everyone is a part of Shuhu now.
Who on earth could have brought something so terrifying to plain Arcadia?
Yeah, so they said it. This is an important detail, right? From an unknown source. No, don't. No. Come on. I'm okay. I'll take it, but like, I'll take Sparksy, 100%. I'll go see Sparksy.
Oh, what innocence!
Jesus.
We all saw it with our own eyes. You got your supplicant's mask stolen, and were strung up for a beating.
Oh my freak, guys! How are we supposed to get over this? It makes sense with the stuff of the Daybreak Squadron. It makes sense what Evanescia was saying before, that there was something that was similar to her power, which is the abundance. He is an emanator of the abundance. If he is the supplicant, then all the parts of him are also supplicants in every single person. So they made like hundreds and hundreds, maybe thousands of supplicants. And that makes sense why the Daybreak Squadron were supplicants as well. From an unknown source, they're using the cells of Shuhu. And through the power of wish power, they're gonna resurrect Shuhu, it seems, because that's what Donong said earlier. Is the worry that their Shuhu could get resurrected. Holy freaking hell!
Yeah, you even went
Holy
out of
freaking
your
hell.
way to set up a live stream for yourself. Afraid the whole universe would miss your heroic bearing, huh? A live stream public punishment.
Leave Sparksy alone. All she did was try to possess people. Okay, like we all haven't done that on a random Saturday, you know what I mean? Everyone has off days.
What do you mean, stolen? Can a supplicant's affairs really be considered stealing? That's called tactical emotional engagement. A tactic
There you go.
and an art. Don't you get it?
Can be considered stealing. It's all tactical. It makes sense.
Yoo-hoo! If it isn't the Astral Express's famous Lil Raccoon. Did you miss my pranks?
Of course, Sparksy. Honestly, though, like, it is good to see her again, because again, now that we're on the other side of like the traumatic stuff that she was doing, and we punished her for doing what she was doing. It's like now we get to kind of enjoy Sparksy as just a crazy character, I guess.
Did you get the invitation for the supplicant debate at Full Wish TV?
My, oh my, talk about bad timing. My stream got banned, and the leader of the haters confiscated my supplicant mask. As for the debate, I'm afraid the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak.
Isn't that what is that from? That's an actual quote. The spirit is willing, the flesh is weak. I think it's actually a quote from something. She's joking around about how we stole her mask. So would she go to this?
But, seeing as you called, you clearly still have a shred of conscience left in you. Are you planning to give me a chance to have
Want to give the mask back?
Answer me this question first. Is Foolish really a master?
Good question to ask as well. Good question to ask as well.
The tavern doesn't exactly register every fool's name and address. But having watched her stream, I believe she is. As for why, call it a kindred intuition. And
This music. This is what's the name of this track? This is oh my god. Guys, tell me the name of this track. It's really cool. I want to use it for videos. That's so sick. It depends on the video because I usually use very calming music for my videos, but yeah. So she is a mass fool.
just listen to our slogan. Healing smiles, healing Arcadius. That level of crazy? She's a certified fool.
Isn't that so amazing as well? And again, it's while it seems like Sparky's just doing like oh she's being wild here. It's actually really interesting that like from a mass fool's perspective, someone who's not going through like a lot of trauma, someone who isn't doesn't need the happiness surgery either. A mass fool looks at that and goes, yeah, that's freaking crazy. You know what I mean? Because they understand what crazy is. They understand what a fool is, and it is right. And from a normal vulnerable person's perspective, that's beautiful, right? Oh my god, healing smiles, healing Arcadius. Oh my god. But again, from Sparksy as a mass fool, it's like that is insane, right? I know what insane is.
Most masked fools make a huge racket when they approach you. That, hey, look, I'm about to stir up some trouble vibe is impossible to hide.
Mm-hmm.
But Foolish is clearly the exception. Her brand of crazy is calm and sophisticated.
That's makes sense. It is like very different from like the other mass fools, right? It's different from Sampo, different from Sparksy. It is a different type of crazy, yeah.
Look at that haute couture getup she's wearing. It's worth 10 times a normal person's salary. Who'd have guessed a career woman with state levels of wealth who was always preaching social welfare would be a masked fool? Simply the most exquisite disguise.
That's an interesting perspective too. Like the fact that she is wearing the fancy clothes, right? The fact that she is like preaching the idea of everyone being better and smiling forever. Like she's the one who turns out to be a masked fool. It's like almost like a very natural disguise. Very interesting way of putting it.
I'd like to ask you to look into her background for me.
Now that's going too far. You actually want me to betray another masked fool?
Well, can we bargain with the mask?
Give me the intel on Foolish.
There we go.
And I'll return the mask
Fair.
to you.
Fair stuff.
Betrayal itself. That's the finest reward of all.
I love how quickly she turns around and says, okay.
Deal. Leave it to me.
Lovely stuff.
I'll contact you as soon as I get the intel. Foolish. Is there really someone like that among the masked fools?
I mean, I love the idea of like calling it like a low murmur craziness, like she's more meticulous, right? It's a really interesting perspective on the idea of mass fools.
How come I'd never heard of her?
You haven't?
Maybe we should ask Giovanni about her. He's got connections everywhere after all.
Not long after, Sparksy rises to Giovanni's like, oh, so we're going to be playing a Sparksy. Did they say we're switching to Sparksy? I do think that one of the best things that they introduced into this game is allowing you to play as different characters, right? I gotta go into the menu here. Let's switch out Sampo and put in Sparksy. I did that wrong, I guess. I don't know what I did there. Oh, removes. Sorry. And then add. And now we have Sparksy. Which again, such an inspired design, Alice in Wonderland style. I think she's absolutely fabulous. And again, I mean what I say, like, it's really nice to enjoy Sparksy, because we already thought Sparksy was such a crazy character and such an interesting character and so fun to see what her antics were up to. But I think it's also really cool now that we get to enjoy her on the other side of things, because it's like, she's not trying to possess people right now, at least. That's an awesome idea. Is that like, text going through the screen, like subtitles almost? I love the way she does this too, right? Look, she's almost losing her balance. That's a really great inspired choice, right? Her moves are frantic. Yeah, really inspired choice. I keep pressing the wrong button again. As I said, I press the square button to talk. In Clair Obscur, I keep pressing the wrong buttons too. Like, keep pressing Honkai buttons in Clair Obscur.
Woohoo! Mr. Giovanni! Long time no see.
She's so delightfully eccentric. She really is.
Miss Sparksy? You just looted Sparkle's entire inventory right from under my nose. How can you say long time no see? Please spare me. Just give me a straight answer. Whose collection are you planning to steal?
I love that the perception is like, what are you doing now? Jesus Christ, what are you doing now?
Sparkle and I just had the reconciliation of the century. Let bygones be bygones.
I mean, technically they did, right? They joined back up together, from my perception.
I'm actually here to ask for some serious advice. I swear, my hands are squeaky clean.
Would you trust her, guys? Would you trust her?
Oh, do tell. Anything that can make you this serious must be fascinating.
And it switches to curiosity, because the fact that she's being more serious, it's like, okay, what is it?
I want to ask about someone. Foolish, the media tycoon who went on TV and invited all the supplicants. Is she really one of us? How come I've never seen her in the tavern?
I know of her.
Such cool mask.
But I've never actually seen her in the tavern. If Full Wish really is a fool, with all the people coming and going, surely she would have been mentioned.
So there's doubt about her being a mass fool.
As for the storage area logbook, no, there's absolutely no record.
Interesting, so maybe she isn't a mass fool?
Either she never stored anything here, or she used a fake name.
We're doomed. Even the well-connected Mr. Giovanni knows nothing about this lady.
I love that even when she's saying something that could be like, you know, very upsetting, like, oh my god, we're doomed, she says in such like a very Sparksy way.
Nice try. But goading won't work on me. I do have a theory, though. Hear me out. Every fool sets foot in the tavern at least once in their life. If Full Wish really is a fool, then the moment she entered the tavern must have been in the wake of some unforgettable tragedy.
So maybe the Bloodstained Games?
You mean the Bloodstained Games from 15 years ago?
Right.
That's a tragedy which would leave a deep wound on a young girl's mind and soul. I get it. Maybe we should head to the hospital and dig up the girl's medical records.
Okay, so we're going for medical records then, okay. Oh. Yeah, I love this. Yeah, it's such the characters in Honkai Star Rail are always so great as well. But in Plan Arcadia, I feel like there's such like a wide, like large discrepancy between like different personalities, where like the chasm is so wide, right? Where like you go from Yaoguan to Sparksy, you know what I mean? You go from Blade to, you know, a Evanescia. Like there's such wide different, and it always has been great personalities. But I feel like in Plan Arcadia, like since there's so many like crazier characters, and so much wilder things going on, it feels like there is like such a large chasm between, like, you know, the craziness of Full Wish compared to like a, you know, maybe more serious but sometimes comedic tone of Asheville. Like there's so many different like wild personalities going on in different ways, right? It's so cool. Once again, we're going for medical records. How can you hate look, she's just a baby. What are we supposed to do? Like, you guys all say like, oh, she tried to possess people. This goo goo gaga? Don't think so. And it's okay, you got it wrong. Okay, you can apologize later. What are you trying to find out? Someone's secret or someone's embarrassing story? I'm sorry, but all that's left there is scraps from the Arcadia. Patient name, Planarcadia. Diagnosis, sadness, tears, fear, and misery. Oh no. Like it's saying like Planarcadia is sick and like and maybe happiness is like the only cure. A strange note tucked inside the filing cabinet reads, for a patient, the defining trait is illness. Without it, they wouldn't be a patient. For a Planarcadian, the defining trait is happiness. Oh, so it's like saying like to be a patient, you need an illness. To be a Planarcadian, you need happiness.
Full wish.
Oh my god, look at this. It's so cartoony, I love it.
Found it.
What did we find? Okay. Name, full wish. Oh, we saw someone else's medical history, sorry. Name, full wish, sex, female, homeland, Planarcadia, species, humanoid, category, Ahatopian subspecies. Department, cranial neurology exam. Chief complaint. After experiencing a significant psychological trauma, the patient developed an unknown disorder in the language center. Specific symptoms include the inability to describe negative feedback received by the self, an inability to actively express the pain perceived by the self. Meanwhile, the patient exhibits hallucinatory symptoms described as the ability to sense the inner desires of others. So she wasn't able to feel negative feedback. She wasn't able to feel pain that usually people could perceive. Past medical history. The patient is in good health with no relevant medical history or family history of hereditary diseases. Patient previously suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder, which is understandable. Examination report. Extra electropalphallogram cerebral lobe structural imaging and modeling analysis indicate no foreign bodies or visible damage to the patient's brain. Mild non-pathological tissue growth detected at the synesthesia beacon implant site. The cause remains unknown. Following a localized wish power detection approved by the Department of Aberration Defense, low-frequency undetectable imagery appeared in the anterior cingulate cortex, but hasn't significantly affected the cranial nerves yet. Its correlation with the patient's condition remains unverified, and the possibility of psychologically induced language disruption can't be ruled out. A synesthesia beacon implant. Wait, so synesthesia. So the cerebral lobe structural imaging and modeling analysis indicate no foreign bodies or visible damage to the brain's to the patient's brain. So there's no damage. Why can't I remember synesthesia beacon? Like why can't I even think like that? That's I know of it. I should remember it. My brain feels like it's foggy right now. I feel like I'm gonna feel like such an idiot when it comes to me. Is it the? I remember it was like to do with Penacony. I'm so sorry for like that not remembering exactly what it is, but like, yeah, I'm so sorry for not because again it's probably been a long time, but like also as well I feel like this is like something that will come to me today and I'll be like, oh my god, I can't believe that's something I didn't remember, because I know it was a part of like Penacony. I know this. I know it was mentioned in Penacony, I believe. Because it makes me think of like Memoria and stuff like this as well, but also I think it could be like if it's like here it's talking about the idea of like psychologically induced language as well. So I wonder if it's something to do with like, because Area 1 2 it also described that too, right? An unknown disorder in the language center, so maybe it is kind of like something to do with language. Again, it's my bad, guys. I'm so sorry for like forgetting it. It seems like such a thing that you shouldn't forget, but like my brain is foggy right now. Testing confirms the patient can accurately describe the desires of others simultaneously as the patient verbalizes these descriptions. The empathetic subject experiences intense hallucinations and loses all rationality. The mechanism behind this remains unclear, though it appears to fall under hypnotic or telepathic phenomena. For now, we'll designate a patient's unusual condition as happiness syntax. Aberration interference sustained release tablets type 2. Take 2 tablets a day. 1 in the morning and 1 in the evening, 30 minutes after meals. Dosage will be adjusted based on the disease's progression and follow-up evaluations. So they have a hard time understanding their own pain, right? Their own negative feedback, expressing the pain they perceive by the self. They talk about their stress. Localized wish power detection. So psychologically induced language disruption can't be ruled out. So it's done with the language as well. They can but they can describe the pain of others. And the empathy of this subject, once they verbalize these descriptions of other people's pain, they hallucinate and lose all rationality?
Happiness syntax. Now, what kind of disease is this?
Yeah, I definitely want to learn more about this as well.
Trying to read this stuff is just torture. I'd better find a doctor.
I love how she's smiling even at these moments.
Hello? Is there a doctor in the house? Calling all doctors.
That's a good way to get a doctor coming over here.
Well, if it isn't Patient Zero of the Sparksy Con. To think the Department of Aberration Defense still hasn't locked you up. Heaven truly is blind.
That's a great way to put it. Heaven is truly blind.
Because of you, I was planning to skip town and leave Plain Arcadia overnight. I even booked the tickets. It's a good thing she was here.
Like Stell? Oh, to stop her. Yeah, to stop her.
So, what's the emergency this time? What ailment are you going to pretend to have?
Not that she's being serious.
Not me this time. It concerns an old case. The patient in these records. Ring a bell?
Wait, you didn't actually buy that I'm a doctor, did you?
Wait, so you're not a doctor?
Forget it. This patient you're asking about? I remember them.
So, what kind of fool is Foolish?
Looking back through the history of this hospital, there are countless characters who've turned this place upside down, but to tear the ceiling off on her very first visit? She's truly one of a kind.
Right.
What exactly
A
did
very,
she do?
memorable character, it seems, to a lot of people who have met her.
Hard to imagine she was still just a 16-year-old back then. And yet, she wanted to smash the fool's mask she'd just received into smithereens.
That she received the mask after all the trauma that she'd given as well, right? When she was, trapped.
Can a fool's mask be destroyed?
Of course not. Though you'd know a thing or two about abusing masks, wouldn't you?
Don't be ridiculous. I'd never be stupid enough to try and destroy my own masks. I just had to be heartless enough.
Yeah, she did abandon a lot of them, leaving them to, themselves.
The mask is part of the fool's self. Unless the fool is reduced to ash, how could anything happen to it?
So they're saying here the Foolish lamented having the mask, right? When she arrived here, she turned this place upside down, and she tore the place, the ceiling off the place. She wanted to smash the mask that she just received in the smithereens. And it's funny, she's using that mask now as a way of saying aha gave her a mask, like it was almost destined, right? He wanted her to, or they wanted her to move forward as a chosen one.
There were even some fools nearby rubbernecking who decided to help out. But despite all their efforts, they only managed to make a single crack. And the power that erupted when the mask shattered also left a crack in the hospital wall.
Wait, so she did shatter the mask? There were even some fools nearby rubbernecking who decided to help out, but despite their effort, they only managed... Oh no, the crack. Or it was a crack. Because when they said shattered, I thought okay, it left a crack in the wall, yeah.
Ugh, I spent several days peeling those bungling fools off the walls, and half a month more repainting and restoring the place. Room rewind.
So she legit did. So it's not just figuratively tore the roof off the place. She cracked the building by trying to destroy her own mask.
Is this the crack? Dr. Zhongshan, what's inside?
We're actually seeing the crack?
Hard to say. Fools have tried walking in before, and well, they all went mad.
Can you handle it? Are you able to handle it?
They went mad.
Yeah. Muttering to themselves, deliriously happy. No one knows what they saw. And I don't want to know. So I sealed the entrance. If you want to go in and take a peek, don't say I didn't warn you.
Look at Sparksy's face. There is intrigue. Yes, you can feel it. You can almost feel it.
Dangerous? What could possibly be more dangerous than little old adorable Sparksicle?
You are a little adorable. I knew she was going to jump in here.
Listen up, my dear Sparks heads. Sparksicle is about to take you on an exclusive expedition through this mysterious fissure. Smash that subscribe button so you don't get lost.
Stop.
Let's roll!
Smash the freaking subscribe button is crazy. Are you live streaming this or is she just saying this naturally? Okay, I guess we're going in here. Enter the fissure. If we spoke in laughter, it's such an interesting thing that, like, you know, to have, and it's such a great, like, showcase of Sparksy's character that, like, you know, someone goes for whoever went in here went mad, and she's like, ooh, let's try. You know? So this was the crack that was, oh, there's Full Wish. This is the crack that was left behind after she tried to crack her mask. Oh my god, we're gonna get to see her, like, when she got her mask? Or right after she got her mask? Oh, man.
Dad! Everyone's gone!
And this was so sad. As much as I have, like, an aversion and a hatred for modern day Full Wish, and a fear of modern day Full Wish, this is a 16-year-old girl that just literally watched everyone get slaughtered in front of her. Her family, her friends, all gone.
Why? Why am I still alive?
And that survivor's guilt kicks in a lot too, doesn't it?
Are you Full Wish?
Who's out there?
Full Wish, there's a delivery for you.
Like, it's hard not to feel bad. Obviously, you're going to feel bad for what happened to everyone who went to Blizzard. That's what I'm saying. Everyone was vulnerable. Everyone went through an absolutely horrific time. And Full Wish is no different. Did that fade to black for you guys? I'm going to stop recording just to see if it did. I have no idea that was in game or something, because, like, you could still hear the noises in the game. And it faded. It wasn't like the capture went out. That was so weird. Unless it was an early fade. Possibly.
This is... Who's this from? I didn't buy anything.
Like, you see what I mean? Like, I want to, like, jump to, like, the screen and be like, please do not go down the path you're going down. You know what I mean? Because, again, she's, like, again, obviously that would probably scare her more than anything. But I'm saying, like, you want somebody to help her right now, right? Because there was no help for her, clearly. Just like there's no help for everyone else. Like, she deserved help as well. She deserved all the help in the world. She went through something absolutely horrific.
Is this a mask? There's a piece of paper inside, too. What does it say? To the survivor. Welcome to the world's end?
Welcome to the world's end.
Oh, right, the way you cried on TV.
Oh no.
It's truly hilarious.
Is that like the mass fool stuff as well? That's, imagine hearing this after everything just happened to you. Already there's cameras in your face and everything like this as well. To the survivor, it says to the survivor, welcome to the world's end, and then they laughed at how they like were crying on TV.
Who are you? Why? Why are you doing this to me? What did I do wrong? Answer me! Answer me!
Oh, it's so freaking horrid.
I don't get it. All of this. Just what is so funny about all of this?
What the heck? That's the day she received an invitation to the
Oh,
tavern.
it was a tavern invitation as well. But again, like, can you imagine how you would feel in that moment? You just watched everyone die. You received a mask. There's cameras pointing in your face, and then you get a letter laughing at you and saying, "Hey, come on, here's an invitation."
I really don't know which utter degenerate from the tavern sent her such a cruel joke.
It's really cruel.
Even someone as stone-hearted as me can barely stand to watch.
And that's the thing. It is unbelievably horrible to receive something like that as well after everything that just happened to you.
Wait, the these hallucinations? Exactly what part of them is supposed to be happy?
Because it just seems heartbreaking. It just seems absolutely heartbreaking. Yeah, man, Full Wish breaks my heart. Oh. There's modern day Full Wish. Full Wish breaks my heart. Wait.
How did you get in?
Wait, she sees us?
Never mind. That's not important. Welcome.
Thank you? What is going on here?
Don't be afraid. Relax. You're that streamer who caused a scene at Graphia Academy, right?
Wait, so she's talking in modern times. Oh my god, look at this. Look at Sparksy's very proud of this. So, this is modern. This is modern times then.
Whoa! Even a media mogul like you recognizes me?
The first battle between supplicants made your name known to all. I can hear the desire in your heart, Miss Sparksy.
You can hear my desire?
You charged in here seeking answers, didn't you? To mercilessly tear the mask off another masked fool. See what card she's holding.
Full Wish is kind of like reading her as well, because that's what we're trying to see what was happening with Full Wish as well, right?
You'll get your wish.
Yeah?
Just like you, I obtained my own mask through a twist of fate.
As you described, it was after you were being saved. Or you were saved by it.
Unlike most of you, I don't even want to touch it. So, I'm not like you, with all your miraculous powers. I possess only one trivial little talent. I can hear the happiness you desire most, deep within your heart.
Is that what they were saying? That she could like understand people's empathy or understand people's emotions and happiness and like on a crazy level compared to like not even being able to understand her own, it seems?
Happiness. My days are filled with happiness. But what about you? Are you alright? I saw what you've been through. You have my sympathy.
Of course, like it'd be hard not to give someone sympathy with that as well. Yeah, absolutely horrific what she went through.
Sympathy, yes. Dr. Zhongshan called it the happiness syntax. She mistook it for some kind of disease. But I say no. This is the blessing of the elation.
And she's framing it as like some sort of gift, right? Framing it as like, oh my god, another gift, like just like the mask was. But I think she didn't want the mask, but she's using it as a public framing of like a gift from elation as well. This happiness syntax is what they described as her being able to like understand other people's emotions or understand what people desire most, I guess.
Precisely because my past was so agonizing. The divine allowed me to hear the happiness deep in everyone's hearts as a form of consolation.
It doesn't sound that nice though, does it? It doesn't, like again, like when you're going through your own suffering, yes, like understanding other people's happiness is nice too, but not being able to feel your own happiness is different.
I can smell the pulsating desire within your heart, like sweet honey dripping from a comb. It travels along your nerves, dissolving into a syrupy, sticky sweetness.
Oh my god. Quite a creepy way of describing it, right? She can smell the desires we have.
No surprise there. After all, I'm just a sweet girl whose sugar content is totally up
Oh
the
my
chart.
god, of course she like oh no. Of course she turns into something like this as well. Genuinely adorable.
But Miss Connoisseur, merely savoring the scent isn't enough. Are you planning to taste it for yourself?
Taste her happiness?
As you wish. Let us start tasting from the first bite.
Wait, what?
Recognition.
Oh, she's showing how she sees it.
You desire everyone's gaze to be filled with adoration.
So interesting. So this is what she's able to see. And this is true. This is what Sparksy just want.
The secret you use to seduce the audience. is the very same thing you crave yourself, isn't it?
Correct.
The excitement in Sparksy's voice.
Next comes victory. The first supplicant battle was merely a minor setback. Without a doubt, once the
There's
mask
Sparksy
is
on the floor.
back in your
Sparkle.
hands, you will conquer the entire Phantasm Moon games with ease.
So this is another thing she wants as well, to be able to conquer the Phantasm Moon games. She's blushing.
That's exactly how it should be.
She's been showing her true happiness. Oh my god, she's legitimately like over the moon. Look at her. She's blushing. Oh?
The laughter will appear in person to crown you. Crown
Oh
you
my
for
god, this
eternity.
scene.
They will weep and beg you to become the brand new
Like
Eon
Sparkle
of
crying?
elation.
This is scary. This is scary. Because again, whilst like it's like someone telling you what their hopes and dreams are is not a scary thing, but the way we're envisioning it here, right? It's such a warped view of reality in a way, right? The idea that Stella will be there going, "Oh my God, Sparksy, yes," and Sparkle will be crying with happiness and tears. That she's gonna be able to win this. It's showing her like all her desires, and it's just kind of like it's creepy, makes your skin crawl.
And the end of all this
Jesus,
is
dude.
eternal fulfillment.
Full Wish is terrifying. Full Wish is absolutely terrifying.
It's so quiet.
All that revelry is nothing but hollow noise, meant to fill the void before reaching this ultimate fulfillment. Come here, newborn god. Behold this world that belongs to you. It lies at your feet, submissive, humble, within your grasp.
Oh my God.
Jump down.
Jump down, no.
Throw yourself at it. Embrace
This is
it.
so. I'm.
This paradise
I can't.
will become one with you.
Please.
Leaving no distinction between
This is so freaking like it makes my skin crawl. Look at her face, even like she's elated herself. Sparksy, come on. You have to understand what's happening here. Yes. Good job, Sparksy. Good job. Oh my God! What? Oh my God! She's like struggling to like avoid this as well.
Interesting. Oh, you're quite the illusionist, making this dream feel so real.
Yeah, as like, it's a really scary thing to show someone their, like the desires and to entrance them that way as well, right? Because again, you're talking about like their deepest desire, something they crave so much so. Like placating someone like that and subduing someone like that is like so. It's almost like creepier than just like tying them up. You know what I mean? It's so skin crawling. It's like so invasive. Even though she asked for it, like in a way, Sparksy did kind of say like, I'm not saying, oh, that sounds bad. I'm not saying she said like, hey, possess me and make me like, you know, almost like fall into like this, you know, elated dream. I mean, in more in sense like Sparksy's like, oh, are you gonna taste it? Kind of like Sparksy was like trying to see exactly what it was. I'm not saying she was like, hey, possess me. I don't want to make it sound like that ever. That's so bad. I would never make it sound like that. What I mean is more like Sparksy wanted to see what it was, but that doesn't change the fact that like I don't think even Sparksy knew it could go this far at what she could show her, the illusions she could show her. Like, it's terrifying. It's truly terrifying. Is this what other people see as well? Like what she shows the other people of the Society of Smiles, like what they truly desire, like say, hey, look, you're loved by your family, you're loved by your friends. If you show someone tangibly like their desires and saying like, oh, you could definitely do this. You could do this. Like, does it feel more real? And especially in the world of wish power where seeing can be believing in a lot of times too.
To think you could resist this perfect desire. What a contradictory girl. You make me feel both pity and curiosity.
If there's anyone who could avoid that, it is Sparksy.
Perfect! You've got it wrong. No matter how beautiful your illusion is, it can't change its essence. Once happiness is within easy reach, it becomes as bland as a cup of plain water.
Oh, she's saying like the chase is what's like more fun about it? Like the idea of like chasing happiness is more fun.
In our line of work, who hasn't tasted the true zest of life only after long torture? Fulfillment. Listen to me, you phony fool who can't even face your own math.
Oh my god. Oh my god, Sparksy. You phony fool.
What we masked fools do best is distill pain into the strongest wine and spin despair into the maddest joke.
Oh my god. Sparksy biting back with this stuff as well. Like the idea of like, I guess, changing pain into the strongest wine means like, you know, turning something is horrible into something that can be very like sweet. Turning something that should make us cry into something that makes us laugh.
Thanks for the sugar water. It tastes pretty bland.
Oh my god, wait, okay, my interpretation of text for the sugar water is sugar water is usually like a placebo, right? It's usually something you give someone as like someone, like it's like a fake thing. It's like not really like what it's all supposed to be. It's almost like a lie, right? It's like in medicine, I believe they give it to people as like a placebo, right? And I think like with this stuff as well, or even like it's just bland in general, it's just water and sugar, right? You can take it as that too. But I think it's so interesting as well that from Sparks' perspective, she's like, we masked fools, we turn pain into wine. We turn tears into laughter. You know, I'm paraphrasing, you know what I mean? But then like, what you did is just sugar water. Nothing compared to what we do.
Since you refuse the sweet happiness I've offered, I have no choice but to insist you drink the bitter
Sparks,
wine.
you can stop this.
Punishment.
You can stop this. You can definitely stop. This is such an interesting conversation as well. But every conversation in Planet Arcadia has been so freaking like nail biting in some ways.
How about this, Miss Connoisseur? Why don't you have a taste of my spirits? Welcome to the live stream.
Is she still live streaming?
Plain Arcadia, Happiness Syntax, Honkai chapter starts now.
Let's go. Let's go.
Oh, too bad. 0 viewers.
Because she's not live streaming, right? By the way, sugar water. I remember there. It's not a placebo. It's I believe it was given to like it's like a. It was used as a medicine at one point as well, but it's like a very bland thing, is what they're saying. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like I got mixed up with something else as well, but yeah, it's like a very bland thing. Yeah. It's so funny she keeps like doing the live stream stuff even though there's not a live stream. Oh my god, look at them! Who are they? Magical Girl Troop. They're awesome. Wrong button. Oh, that's so cool. That's such a great style.
Hold together. Resonate once more.
Yeah, that was such a great conversation here as well. Oh, I'm sorry, she's so fun. She's so fun.
The show begins.
No, it's a freaking like live stream when you do this. That's so. Oh wait, you have to press it.
Stand still.
That's such a fun moveset. That's such a fun moveset. For funsies. What the hell? Oh my god. Her abilities are so fun. And you get to see the damage of the card afterwards. I'm sorry, no, she's really fun. She's really fun. Like visually just like a feast, right? Visually a feast. No, I wanted to see more of her moves. No.
Not exactly tough, just overwhelming in sheer volume. Honestly, it's enough to exhaust even a fool.
Yeah.
Suffering all this just for a mask? Definitely not a good
But at
trade.
least we'll get the mask back, right? At least. What?
Why did you break my
What the hell, man? There's so many like creepy visuals in Planet Arcadia. This is disgusting. What the frick?
Oh, not even pretending anymore, huh? I should have known. Full Wish was only ever a puppet placed in the spotlight.
Wait, what?
So tell me, puppeteer in the shadows,
Wait.
what are you supposed to be?
So is this something that's like pulling the strings behind the scenes?
I know this one.
You know this one?
Hush, hush is the name of the robot on the express.
Yeah?
I'm begging you. Leaving another version of yourself to suffer while you hide on the sidelines having a laugh. That's just low.
What is happening?
Look at you.
Sparkle!
Nice going. We've really poked a massive hornet's nest this time. Let's
There's
fight
no
our
way.
way out together.
There's no way Sparkle and Sparksy fighting together. Oh no, I wanted to see that. I mean, again, I'm always excited to go back to other characters, but like, I definitely wanted to see that. Meanwhile, emergency meeting is taking place in the Express. Holy freaking hell, what was that?
And that's the situation. Blade's getting restless because of Shuhu's flesh. I need to stay here and keep him from losing complete control.
Yeah, that's actually, again, another amazing part of the storyline as well. Don Hong wants to keep an eye on him. And it allows us to get like that great dynamic between the two of them that we've seen before. But also it emphasizes how important this is and how dangerous this is. This is a really serious situation.
Stay safe. Don't worry about us.
Oh my god, Don Hong. I hope we get like one trio mission by the end, but I understand that like, I'm so proud of Don Hong. I'm so proud of what he's doing.
Turns out the happiness promised by the Smile Society is actually the flesh and blood of an emanator of the abundance.
Yeah.
Seems like Full Wish's conspiracy goes far beyond just resurrecting the Herald of Death.
Sonny, what's the situation on your end? And General Yao Guan, we need to ask these questions. So yes, this is what the summary of everything is. It's like the flesh and blood of an emanator, right? It's not just about the Herald of Death. It goes about Shuhu as well.
Mr. Ashvale and I have arrived at the TV tower. They're still setting up the debate venue here, and nothing looks out of the ordinary.
You know each other?
It's a long story. I'll have to explain later. With the help of tuning, I will conceal my identity as a supplicant and cooperate fully with you.
Thank you. And General Yao Guang, I'm so glad Sunday's here working with us as well. True Astro Express member.
She wants to find a way to cure the patients.
That's weird. She's caused such a huge mess, yet she's still inviting people to this debate? Isn't she afraid of getting exposed in front of everyone?
I know, she has to have a plan. She has to have a plan. And since she controls the media so well as well, it's like, I don't know, I feel like you should always expect her to have a plan.
If the public catches wind of this, panic is inevitable. She knows we wouldn't dare risk exposing her in such a situation.
Allow me to add, the IPC has confirmed the scale of the Smile Society. More than 200,000 citizens
What?
have undergone the happiness
What?
surgery.
And sorry, just because, we're going to talk about all this now in a second here as well, of course. But like, 200,000 members are supplicants then. $200,000. And what Himiko said as well, but like, again, panic can ensue as well. She knows that we wouldn't try to like cause a ruckus here, or like too much so, because we're already like in a situation where people are not trusting of us. If something happens to Full Wish, all of a sudden, like, you know, things will like, you know, get her at hand. If she is exposed, then you will have like a widespread either arguing or at least people fighting back or people disagreeing. It would create such a panic as well. But like 200,000 people. Holy hell. It's absolutely insane.
To extrapolate, the advantage these supporters provide Full Wish is negligible. The probability of your victory
So
is
even with the 200,000, because I was more thinking about like that
71%.
means there's 200,000 supplicants, but we still have a 71% advantage here? I didn't expect it to be that high.
Full Wish is challenging all the supplicants, so her odds of winning were never high to begin
Right.
with. She must have prepared a defensive position. We need to stay on guard at
100%.
every instant.
She's totally planning something. What is IPC planning?
I will publicly decline the invitation and prioritize the abundance anomaly. Logic. Plain Arcadia needs a CEO right now, more than it needs a supplicant.
So she's gonna bow out of it, okay.
If the situation spirals out of control, I will immediately terminate
Oh,
the
no.
Phantasm Moon games.
That they might actually use that more against the IPC than before. Oh, they're ruining the IPC games. They're canceling the IPC games because Full Wish has announced that they're joining. You know what I mean? They could use that fully.
But until then, the PR department will do its utmost to support you and defuse Full Wish's PR offensive.
That should be enough. Thank you.
Danger lurks everywhere right now. I don't think it's wise for all of us to rush to Seafeld City. March and I will stay in Duo Mansion City, just in case something goes wrong.
Okay.
Oh, right. We gotta watch the Express. It'd be a disaster if someone tried to steal our home. Besides, debates aren't really my
Same.
thing.
I don't really like watching debates either because they're pointless to me. Sometimes I think everyone goes into a debate not wanting to change their mind or anything like that as well. We'll take it from here. But comedians are more popular.
Who are you calling a comedian? This
I
girl's
get-
got beauty and
I always
brawn,
choose
too.
you are beauty and brawn, and you're a comedian, okay, and you're intelligent, and you're everything, okay, 110%. Everything. I find there's so many answers that seem very like it's like a choice based game. Well, you know that meme about Telltale games where like it's like you no, not Telltale. Sorry, it's LA Noire. You know what LA Noire, but like you're you know, like you're interrogating someone and like the answer is like the person goes, I never did it, and like the choices are like you did, I have my doubts, or you know, like it's like doubt, lie, and then you'd like press doubt, just be like I doubt you, and then like the character goes, you did it, you filthy bastard. And I feel like with March there'll be like a really normal choice, just like comedians are more popular, and it turns into us like insulting March by accident.
Then let's head out. We'll be
You know
in
what I mean?
touch. Oh, is that a stain?
Wow.
I like this coat.
So, we're gonna end the video here. I'm gonna talk about everything that happened here today as well. I really love Honkai Star Rail, by the way. I don't know if you guys know this. I really love it. And like it's one of those things where like the story of Honkai Star Rail Planet Arcadia is at times so creepy. At times like I want to like run away from it. At times I'm just like absolutely terrified of like what could be happening, what could take place. It's sometimes, like again, as I said, it makes my skin crawl, but sometimes it makes you so happy. Sometimes there's so many great dynamics. Sometimes it's so much fun. It's just a really great area so far, and I'm just really, really happy to be a part of it, honestly. I really think the scenes with Yaguan and Evanesia that led up to the stuff with Blade and Dan Hong is one of my favorite things they've done in Planet Arcadia so far. Because I feel like, you know, it accesses like a kind of this notion of like information that we have coupled with the information that they don't have or will have. And then it like meets in the middle with like all, you know, like it's like everyone has their own piece of information and the player like knows all the little tiny pieces. But then once you put it together in the middle, it's like, oh, that's a big deal. And the reason I say this is because we're walking through this beautiful area of Seafeld City. It's gorgeous. I love the location. It's so fantastic. And what we're noticing is people are possessed by this thing, the Society of Smiles. It seems like people are definitely like, you know, it's noticeable how possessed people are. And like one of the things that like I find, you know, as I said, great about this is there's a build-up, right? There's like, okay, right away the player, because we know what's happening here, before he even says it, we like, this is weird. They're way too happy. They're way too smiley about this. And you're like, okay, something's happening here. And continually as we go to this world, there's people trying to like make Full Wish out to be the greatest of all time. There's people that we talk to in the streets that are talking about how amazing Full Wish is. There's people like, you know, trying to entice people into joining with Full Wish and join the Society of Smiles. And not only that, but then you also have Evanesia talking about how like the stuff she senses here is similar to what's like to her, to what she feels. This entity, this abundance, right? And then the player, as we know in that moment, like, oh yeah, sure, the abundance. I didn't know it at first. I was like, it took me a second because I heard entity and I was like, entity? What? Because you know when you hear entity in Honkai Star Rail, I'm thinking like the great monster Babubu, and you're like, oh, you know, which is usually like, you know, I shouldn't laugh about that because usually if there is a monster Babubu, it's gonna be the sickest creature and boss battle you've ever seen in your life. But you know what I mean? Like you're like, oh my god, what is this? But it was like one of those things where like, yeah, we know it's like, oh yeah, the abundance. We know that's what they're using for the Society of Smiles stuff. there's something to do with the power of the injections that have to do with the abundance. We don't know exactly what it was. We didn't know exactly what it was until later. Now we know, and it's very horrific. We also have, like, you know, the idea that everyone has these wheel signs over them instead of woe. Even though there is a divination here that the world is going to end here and that there's destruction coming here, these people can't feel it. And it seems that even, like, from Yaguan's perspective, she's like we kind of piece together as well the idea that, like, because these people feel so much happiness and they can't feel sadness, is that why they only have wheel signs? They can't even, like, have the notion of dread because that type of feeling is gone from their body. So maybe it's like connecting in a way that only shows wheel because they can't feel that notion of dread. And it's a really amazing moment because, like, obviously, like, in that at a time we're, like, piecing everything together and we're like, oh, it's the abundance, all this stuff as well. And that's when we get up to the other area and we meet up with Blade and Dan Hong and Ashvale. Perfect scene. Absolutely perfect scene. And I love this here too because they set this up so perfectly as well. Because again, we also looked at the list of different supplicants, and we listed out all the supplicants. We said there's only 8 supplicants, and Full Wish isn't one of them. Is she lying? And we said in the last episode, you can look back at the last episode, we said, like, is she lying? Is she bullcrapping? And we thought she was bullcrapping a little bit. Which again, she's a propaganda machine, so, like, not surprising. But in that moment with Full Wish, when she tried to use that ruler, which is such a cool weapon, the sword. Oh my god, this weapon they used to cut down mountains. When she tried to use this, it's just a great way to reveal, yes, she's lying. Because usually she's able to tell what transgressions people have made during the Phantasm Moon games, but since Full Wish technically is not part of the Phantasm Moon games in an official sense, we cannot check the transgressions that she has made because she hasn't made any transgressions. As a part of the game, I mean. She has made transgressions, of course. And it's a great way to reveal, like, oh, she's not one of the supplicants. And that's when something absolutely crazy happens. Again, we're talking about piecing information together. The information that Don Hong and Blade have about the idea of Shuhu, right? The idea of Shuhu, the idea of, like, Shuhu possibly trying to resurrect inside of Blade, and the idea of the immortality and the emanator of abundance aspect as well. We know that on that side too. We also know from the other perspective that we know about, like, the injections and that they have something related to the abundance and the power of the abundance. We now know that Full Wish is also not a supplicant, right? We did know as well, another piece of information as well we pieced together, that the Daybreak Squadron were all supplicants as well. And we know that through these injections somehow they are being injected somehow with, like, powers of the abundance as well. Something like that as well. That's what we kind of, like, pieced together. So we have all that pieced together. So when Blade shows up here and kind of reveals, like, straight up, like, hey, like, I know you're not actually after me. You're after Shuhu. You want to get rid of Shuhu, right? That's what you want. When Blade reveals and Don Hong reveals that every single person who is injected with the Society of Smiles injections is a supplicant. Every single one of them is a supplicant. And every single one of those people was injected with the remains and the body and the flesh and the soul of Shuhu. They are all these connective parts of Shuhu around all of Planet Arcadia that through the power of wish power seem to will maybe come together and resurrect Shuhu. I think that's what we're saying, because they talk about the possibility of Shuhu resurrecting in a previous episode as well. And that seems to be what that power is. Insane. And again, as I'm saying, the reason why it's even better is because we're piecing things together as we go. As I said, from the Daybreak Squadron, from the information we knew about the injections, that we knew the abundance was a part of this. She's not a supplicant. She can't be. Oh, everyone else is a supplicant. Oh, Blade has the power of Shuhu inside of him, and Shuhu is technically a supplicant, and all the parts of Shuhu are all over this Planet Arcadia, over 200,000 people from an unknown source. We don't know where they got this. We don't know how they got this. 200,000 supplicants in the Phantasm Moon games. It's insane. It's absolute, and I know it's like technically one supplicant, but it's 2,000 parts of a supplicant, right? Or 200,000 parts of a supplicant is probably a better way to put it. But what a freaking reveal. And as I said, the build up to it, piecing everything together, every single crew that's gone off on their own, whether it be like Yaguan and Evanesia, Don Hong and Blade and stuff, and Ashvale, and everyone has their own information that they've all pieced together and come and is dovetailed in the middle to give this information out. Then now we know that yes, 200,000 people have been injected with the Society of Smiles happiness injections, and that contains Shuhu's remains. That now all of them have become part of a supplicant, and there are with the octopus mask, and there are multiple supplicants. It is insane. It is absolutely insane. In an attempt, it seems, to use wish power, in my view, it's going to be to resurrect Shuhu, right? That's what, because again, Dan Hong said before, like, people are worried you're going to resurrect Shuhu. And maybe that's what they're going to try and do. And could they do that through the power of Aha? Through the power of wish power? Maybe. So cool. And again, the scene there as well with Blade and Dan Hong, and it's such a great moment because like you see like Dan Hong's like, you know, he's showing how important this staying close to Blade is, because again, Blade was a part of the divination for Yao Guan as well, and this makes sense now, right? The fact that Blade was part of a divination of like what disaster could befall Planet Arcadia is a really important thing, because it showcases that it's not just about him taking out a sword and being like, and like destroying everything, even though it possibly still could happen. It's also related to the idea that like technically, you know, the same type of remains that are inside of him are now in a part of 200,000 people. Now, we saw there, Dan Hong said that Blade's getting more restless, so he has to keep an eye on him. So it could just be a thing where he does lose control. And I think that they've hinted that before, the idea of him losing control. He is still tied to this. So that's all still like dovetailed and come together in the middle, and it's done so well. And even the tension between Yao Guan and Blade is so perfect too. Her counting down all his crimes and Blade having to like bite his tongue and kind of be like, I'm here for a bigger reason. We have a common enemy right now. Whoever has used this stuff to inject these 200,000 people with the remains of Shuhu, that's our enemy right now. Such a cool scene. Such a fantastic build-up. Such a great scene. And of course, we're talking about dynamics. I love the Evanesia dynamic with Yao Guan as well. It's so fun. I thought it was going to be like maybe just her annoying her for like a while, but she actually got an amusement out of her. I think she thought she was kind of fun. And I think she's one of the only few matches, I think, still for Yao Guan who like, actually like, it's interesting. Isn't it interesting that one person that can kind of like hold a conversation with Yao Guan more than any other character, that's not just about like information about like the future or something like that as well, is Evanesia, right? The Bugs Bunny of this story is the one that's able to get like one of the most serious characters. And I love their story as well. Like, I love the idea of like talking about the, you know, the bitterness of life being something that you kind of have to accept sometimes. Not like you have to accept, but you know, it's a part of life. While the counter to that is like, you know, we'll talk to people who have like a horrible life and have immovable mountains in front of them. Do you think they like can just see the happiness in their life, you know? And that is a good point. They're both good points. And I think they're both like, you know, things that you can understand and live by. But even that there was just a beautiful conversation. And they're dynamic with each other. So different than what I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be Bugs Bunny hopping around the place and then Yao Guan being annoyed. It was legitimately more like Yao Guan being so entertained by Evanesia, and Evanesia, you know, getting really deep with Yao Guan as well. It was fantastic, more than I expected. Again, I would have been happy with like a fun, like comedic romp through the city where they have fun with each other and laugh with each other. But they give us something so much more, you know, and that's cool. That's really cool. But yeah, amazing scene with Blade, amazing reveal, terrifying reveal. Like, let's be real here, absolutely terrifying. But it's a really, even with the terrifying aspect of this, it's a really like epic moment, I think, you know, where like it makes the whole world feel like, you know, there's been a build up to this point, and then this moment here as well, it's like it strikes your heart. It's terrifying, but it makes you want to see more. You know, we want to see what happens with this stuff as well. The scale that this is at already in Act 3 is insane, you know. Where's this going to lead, and will Shuhu be resurrected? It's such a freaking terrifying notion. It really is. The stuff with like afterwards with finding out if Full Wish was a masked fool, which we did find out she was a masked fool, but obviously she wanted to reject the mask. We also found out that with True Sparksy that Full Wish had this condition called happiness syntax, where she cannot understand her own pain, her own emotions, her own sadness, feel, you know, understood to comprehend like the pain that she feels and the emotions she feels, but she can, as a consequence of this, and a consolation, she said as well. She says consolation. She's able to see people's happiness and their desires vividly. But what we've seen here that she's able to do as well is more than just a showcase of someone's happiness. She was like making Sparksy like see visions. She was making Sparksy like see her own desires, to the point that Sparksy was almost like taken in by this. She was showing vividly this thing that Sparksy wanted inside of her own heart. And this is what she can do, apparently. She's able to see the desires in people's hearts. Which, here's the thing, let's be real. If she was able to do that to Sparksy, she could be able to do that to every single person who came up to her in the Society of Smiles. And not only, and here's the thing, if you left the and I'm not sure if this is the case, I'm just speculating, but like, if you got a vulnerable person who was already depressed, traumatized, and you said to them, I can make you happy. Look how happy I am. And that's the whole idea. We saw this throughout the entire episode. It's Full Wish has led these people to believe that, like, oh my God, I've gotten on the other side of this. You could do it too. And again, that is inspiring. I'm never going to blame the people that took those injections. Never. I'm never going to see them as bad people. I'm going to see them as misguided, vulnerable people. That's what they are. That's what they are. And you can see, you can understand almost, like, again, even if, like, you know, we all can sit here and be like, I wouldn't fall for that. Yeah, I wouldn't fall for that. Why wouldn't I fall for that? Because right now, I'm in a happy place in my life. I'm in an amazing place in my life. I wouldn't fall for it. But here's the thing. If you saw your friends get slaughtered, your parents get slaughtered, everyone in your town gets slaughtered, the population goes down by hundreds, and it is a trauma that has lasted for years. The scent and the stink of the Bloodstained games has not left, and how could it leave this world? If you're someone who, like, legitimately, like, you know, went through all that and saw all that, you see someone who went through the worst of it, trapped under some, like, was it with, like, a wall or something? Some sort of, yeah, and came out the other side as a, like, chosen one of Aha. Again, that's the perception. I'm not saying it's true, but a chosen one of Aha. And she's okay. So what she's able to do, she's not able to perceive her own sadness, it seems, and her own pain. So she looks like she's happy all the time. She looks like she's doing amazing. That speaks to people. And she's telling you, I can help you. I can make you feel better. That enough is alone. That alone is enough, actually. Not enough is alone. That alone is enough. But add the idea of the hallucinations and make me see people see visions of their desires. If you're someone who's very vulnerable and very depressed, and you then are shown a clear, vivid vision of you on a boat somewhere, retired, happy, drinking a pina colada. You know what I mean? A plate of, like, shredded chicken beside you. You know what I mean? Like, the sun is shining, all this stuff too. This is where you wanted to be, right? And you're shown this, and she's saying, we can get to this. We can act all high and mighty, but in their position, they're diving headfirst like Scrooge McDuck into a pile of coins. They are jumping right into that. You know? And that's what I'm saying. If she does that to one person, she's doing that to everybody. She's doing that to absolutely... Again, that's a speculation. That's speculating. We don't know if she's done that to every single person, but if she's able to do that to Sparks, she's able to do it to everybody as well. I do like Sparksy going on this investigation, though. I think it's a really great a moment, and having her, like, you know, try to stop Full Wish is a really cool moment too. Because she's doing it for, like, the mask, or she's trying to find information for the mask as well. She still has desires of admiration. She still pretends that she's in a live stream and stuff like this as well. But I loved even the speech that she gave to Full Wish as well, because from my perception of the scene, I don't know if your guys' interpretation is, it's her saying this. It's her saying to Full Wish, like, when she says, like, we turn, like, I forget, I'm paraphrasing, but, like, the idea of pain into wine or something, and, like, you know, sadness into, like laughter. It's like, I'm paraphrasing. Like, she is saying that, like, we are able to do something amazing here in the Masked Fools. You're using sugar water here. This is bullcrap. It's fake. It's not real. It's and again, I'm not saying sugar water is fake. I'm not saying that. I'm saying it's more like it's saying that, like, it's bland. It's not the real deal. It doesn't taste good. What I do is wine. It's laughter. It's happiness. We turn those back. And again, it's one of those beautiful interpretations of the Masked Fools ever. Like, we turn, like, this into wine. I like it because it sounds like a miracle, right? And again, I'm not religious, but, like, that is a miracle of Jesus, right? The idea of turning water into wine. She has the sugar water. We have wine. We have the miracles. You have the bullcrap. You know what I mean? And I love that's why you're not even worthy of being a Masked Fool. And again, from Full Wish's perspective, she tried to destroy her own mask. She didn't want to be a Masked Fool. She got the invitation so cruelly on the day as well. She didn't want to be a Masked Fool. She didn't want that. But what a great scene between the two of them as well. I think it shows that, like, you know, even Masked Fools can be, like, highly vulnerable to that stuff as well. And it shows that the scariness that is going on with Full Wish as well, what she's able to do with this, like, you know, with her emotions and stuff like that as well. It's a terrifying prospect. We obviously ended on the idea as well, amongst everything, that we're about to go to this debate. We have a 71% win ratio according to Pearl, but the issue is we do not know what Full Wish is planning. And Full Wish has already been such a fantastic, and I'm not saying fantastic in a good way, like, oh, she's amazing. I mean, like, just like incredibly talented propaganda machine. You know what I mean? She's talented at propaganda. To the point that and again, it's like, people say, well, it's not that hard to fool people. Sure. Like we see online now, like, you know, someone will post an AI image of something and people will believe it's true. Right, a lot of times. Now, it depends on the generation and stuff like that, but I don't think it's just generation. I think it is generational, like in terms of, like, you know, your uncle on Facebook or something. But I do think it's one of those things that, like, you know, people, like, you know, can get fooled by it. Most of the time, like, say, like, people like me or you will look at it and be like, oh, that's AI. We can know that from a mile away, right? But people are believing that stuff. And in some cases, it's like even when they don't believe it, they're using it as like, oh, well, I want to believe it, right? And so the idea that, like, you know, people can get fooled is very true. People can get fooled very easily, right? And we're not going to act like, you know, like, I'm not trying to be like, we're all smart, all me and you. And it's like, but like, you know, like there is different levels, like, you know, of like literacy when it comes to like noticing propaganda, right? And it's one of those situations that even with like that easiness to fool people, she still has this way of doing things that's like really well done. She takes existing truths and twists them into something that they're not. But it's still, because it comes from a truth, it seems right. And that's the thing. When you have the way I would say is like when you, I've already described this, so I don't go into detail, but like if you, like, again, we always talk about like the nugget, the kind of tiny bit of truth. If you say something that is true, and I'll use a wrestling promo, for example. They always say in wrestling promos, say something that's true, and then the rest of it can be false. And people will buy into it, right? If you say something that is true that people know, the IPC has ruined this place. Again, people believe that to be true, right? And then they know that Stella's working with the IPC in some level. They've defeated our heroes. All this stuff is like a factual thing, technically, but then you can stretch it into it to make it more true. And that's what she's good at. She goes, you're working with the IPC is already enemy here as well, and Daybreak Squadron were defeated by you, who are beloved here. Take all those things together, and then you can stretch it into it. Rather than saying the truth, which is like the Daybreak Squadron were taken over by and possessed, the IPC are working with us preliminary, and then also as well, and again, a massive truth, the IPC have invaded places and have taken over places, it's the truth. And then you can stretch all that to be like, Stella's working with the IPC to ruin the Phantasma games and take here what she wants from Plan Arcadia. Look what she did to the Daybreak Squadron. She did that because she's selfish and she wants everything for herself. They're working with the IPC to want to ruin the Phantasma games. Again, it's easy for people to believe that because it's been stretched. It comes from a part of truth that's been stretched into lies, right? And that's it's again, it's a crazy way that she does this, but that's why it's worrying. That's why Full Wish's whole situation is worrying. Full Wish is incredibly worried about like ever being perceived, in my view, as being like anything. I don't know if she's worried. I think it's one of the things she doesn't want to be perceived as anything but like their savior, right? Even in this moment, they said exposing her could lead to like more panic. So we can't just outright expose her or do something crazy. So she knows this as well. But we have the knowledge that she could do anything at any time. And what she can do is terrifying. And what she's able to do is just like so, again, propaganda filled. But she has a way of convincing even people that haven't been injected. She has ways of convincing them as well. There's people who believe the Astro Express are 100% against Plan Arcadia now. She has successfully done that. The propaganda machine has successfully done that. She is able to do that. And that's what's terrifying with it. And I know, like, they said 71%, and it's not just us who's in the debate as well, but it worries me, man. It's one of the worries. Like, we've been ready to fight boss battles, and it's been terrifying. We've been ready to see like stuff happen that could like to characters, you know, who are fighting in the quintet. Terrifying, right? Blade challenges Jing Liu. We're terrified. Our hearts pounding. But this is one of those fears that's just like, man, I'm terrified at what she could do here. I am terrified of what she could be planning. And that's again, effective writing, because now we're looking at all the stuff in the future. We're terrified of what's going to happen with Shuhu, what's going to happen with Blade. Is Sparksy and Sparkle going to be okay? And what is Full Wish planning at this event? So guys, thank you so much for watching the series as always. It means the world to me that you guys have come along for this journey as well. I think Plan Arcadia is incredible. I think it's so incredible. But yeah, it's been such an amazing time, and the conversations are great, the characters are great. I'm just having an absolute like dramatic blast with this stuff as well. If you want to see these videos early, you can do so on YouTube members on Patreon for €1 or whatever is in your currency. That's the lowest tier, and you get every single Honkai Star Rail video early, and you get to see every video on the channel early as well. And if you want to see these videos early, you can do so on YouTube members or on Patreon for €1 or whatever is in your currency. And you get every single Honkai Star Rail video early and every video on the channel early in general. And if you want to see your name go by in the text credits, which is going by right now, that is the €10 Chunky BB Gangsta tier. And you get your name in the credits in every single video, not just Honkai Star Rail, but every single video in general. And if you want to hear your name be shouted out as a verbal shout out at the end of every single video, that is the I Can Never Repay the Baby Gangsta tier at €15. And that is the highest tier of my YouTube members and my Patreon as well. And you get your name read out every single video on the channel as well. And I want to say thank you to the patrons first at the highest tier, that being Typharo 2, Jamie Bull, Johnny the Banana, The Ghost of Itazuma, Felicious Felix, Yuld, Anusta, Assassin, True Peanut Butter, Peter Shelson, Leon, Heike Sperian, Neo Shaurite, Leah 200, Malcolm Kunde, Axler 21, and the highest tier of my YouTube members, Blasco, Lusanagi, and Zay. See you guys soon. Bye-bye.